ain't tripping on that.
What's good? We live. We live. We live.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got the homie Kev. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate you coming out, man. I know you got a lot going on and stuff, man. Definitely appreciate
Appreciate you having me, bro. I appreciate it.
you. Yeah. So where are you? Where are you now? Right? You said you were in New York.
Yeah, right now I'm in New York. Had to come in for a family gathering, I would say. But yeah, I'm in New York right now. But I live in Cali full time. Um, when we first started, I guess it's my travel experience. I was in New York, living in Harlem. I had my own place, car. You know what I mean? Just chilling. So when I started out in the game, it was in New York. It was Real Talk New York. No, you can give it to your daddy. Yeah. That's my nephew. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we was just kicking it. You know what I mean? It was a different world back then a little bit, but it was cool. Um, I'm from the corporate IT environment, so I was one of those brothers that went to college, got a degree, followed the rules, and kind of was on that path to the next step. So that's all it was. And then I met Charles Tyler. Changed my life forever. Now I'm in California. So things happen like that sometimes.
Yeah. Just in case people don't know too much about you, man. I actually first came across you, man, when I was in when Charles Tyler was alive, when I was in his original group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Afro, I forget the name of it. It was like Afro.
Afro Brazilian versus Afro American Men Would You Date was the original title
Yeah,
of the Black Man's Option group. And that was Charles's idea. And he played towards that narrative of locking brothers in and traveling and finding love in other places. And then we got down the line, and some of the other admin and myself kind of asked him to change the name because it was kind of long winded, right? It was like,
right, right.
can't put that on the shirt, you know what I mean? So it's like a Black Man's Option. And then Charles came up with that, and we ran with that. So
Okay, let's we're gonna kind of go back into beginning, man. So let people know how you started international travel. What inspired you to start traveling, and what did you start in countries you've been to?
um so when oh so cool, yeah. So the beginning, in the beginning, uh, I was in a situation, and then I got out of that situation. And it was just like a lot of brothers are now at that point in time. This is before. I mean, it was Facebook. It was all these different outlets, but I think a lot of guys like myself didn't have an idea what was going on outside of the matrix, as they call it, right? So we didn't have an idea of what was going on. We heard rumors, maybe, but if you were a brother that went to college and had a degree and had a 9 to 5 job, you was focused on that, trying not to get locked up, trying to just be a good person and survive, right? And dealing with females in the United States, you kind of had to whatever was in your environment, like whatever was in your hood, maybe. I'm from New York originally, so whatever was around me, and it got to the point where I wasn't really interested in those females. And then after I got in my situation, I was like, what do I turn down? Like I don't want to baby moms. I don't want to be, me, locked into the matrix. We hearing stories about child support and all kind of crazy stuff. So I work hard for my bread. I'm not trying to give it up. So what's the next option? So I got to the point where I was on the internet just searching, bro, just on YouTube, looking for the next, what's next. Came upon the Frustrated series, which, I mean, Al Grease wasn't happy about, but it's kind of what put a lot of brothers on was, you could go on YouTube and watch Frustrated One, the first Frustrated. And we saw how guys was traveling, going to these places that look like us, that look like me, had regular jobs, regular cats, and they look happy. You know what I mean? For the most part, brothers was happy, like it was cool. So I found a group. So when you found frustrated, you found Charles. That's how it was.
Okay.
Like right under frustrated in the suggested videos was Charles Tyler sitting in front of his TV with pictures behind him, and it felt like he was showing you the world at that time. Like your eyes was like, what is this dude talking about? Like, and he telling you could do it. He's not. Charles didn't never came across to me as a person that was unappreciative or unapproachable, right? So you got a guy that's like, yo, come to my Facebook group, ask questions, uh, become familiar with this, get your passport. I had never had a passport. Like I never felt a reason to get a passport. Like I was trying to pay bills, you know what I mean? And once I got to that point in my life where I was successful, when I was a grown man and I had disposable income, what do I do with it? Where do I go? So first step was first get a passport. Um, got that ASAP. Ended up at the same time, like right after that, get my Brazilian visa. For guys that don't know, back in the day, you needed a visa to go to Brazil. So
Right.
that was the next step. You gotta go to the embassy, put your paperwork in, pay your money. They're gonna hold your passport for 7 days. You gotta come back, grab that, and you good. But my first trip actually was I played semi-pro football, so one of my teammates was talking about Paradise Island. Paradise Island. I didn't know what that was. What's Paradise Island? So he like, y'all go for 7 days. You gonna come? I'm like, at that time I was known for like, okay, I'm real talk, whatever I say, I'm gonna do.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. He said, we going for 7 days. So it was me, him, his man, and his pops.
Right.
And Pops was a fool. Like Pops was giving it to you straight. These are my guys. That's my dude. I played ball with him when I was young. He's always been a straight shooter. So I was like, you know what? Let's roll. Let's go. So we went and they kind of showed me the game. You know what I mean? Showed me what not to do, what to do, how to carry yourself. Corrected me when I was doing stuff that wasn't protocol, right? And I listened, but at the same time, um, what was crazy was when I got to DR and I was staying in Europa. For guys I know, I stayed in Europa. That's my spot. I love that spot. I know everybody got their own favorites, but the Europa was my first where I popped my cherry, and that's near and dear to my heart. But
Yeah.
I met dudes from Frustrated. Like I met the brother from Frustrated, and I could tell by his voice. I'm like, yo, bro, you from Frustrated, right? And he was kind of like standoffish at first, and I was like, nah, I'm not on that. I'm just trying to soak the game up. And he sat with me for like 2.5 hours in front of Europa and gave out the game. And it wasn't just him; it was like 4 or 5 older cats sitting there drinking their coffee, reading a newspaper, just giving you the game. And all you had to do is sit there and soak it up. Just be quiet, listen, ask your little questions if you had it, because a question is going to turn into an answer into a story, right?
Right.
So what you want to do is just take from that. Just take from that. Prepare yourself for the next move. And they gave it to you straight, no chaser. Like you're not prepared to go to Brazil. You better come back here a couple times. Get right first, and then you could bam bam go do what you need to do. So that's what I did. Soaked that game up. Came back a few more times. Had good times. Had made some memories. Um, After that first time I came back from DR, I was in the group and I seen a lot of guys. I'm from Harlem, so if you like I said, if you talk about it, you gotta be about it. Like if you're gonna be in the comments at that time to me, if you're gonna be in the comments talking about another brother that's actually in the country, bro, have you been there? Have you have you bought your ticket? Do you have a passport? Like I was one of those cats. Like, come on, man, you gotta keep it 100. Like, don't sit here and talk about the next man if you haven't done it. And I just took on that kind of mantra, real talk New York. I started going live in the group. I wasn't really trying to gain attention to myself, but I was trying to I was trying to take brothers and say, hey, look, instead of y'all asking us for pictures and videos, because at that time it was frowned upon. Couldn't take no pictures, you couldn't take no videos, you couldn't take your phone out. Like that was a big, big no-no when I started in the game. So it was like, I'm not gonna give you no pictures, but I don't got nothing for you. You gotta come, and the pictures they're not gonna do you no justice anyway, right? So my whole thing was get your ass up, do what you gotta do, bust your ass, get your passport, and then come chill with us. And I felt like if I reinforced that with brothers, if I challenged guys, And if I went against just being whatever, if I really said, yo, get up off your ass and work hard and come out here and break bread with us, that was going to be the difference maker, right? And I think Joe Charles saw that, and a lot of guys saw that, and I got heat for it. It wasn't easy. Guys was like, even the dudes that took me down there initially, they were in these groups and they were giving me like, yo, bro, be quiet, you talking too much, da da da. And I'm like, what I got to lose? Am I lying in anything I'm saying? Am I lying? And they were like, nah, but you too loud and dudes don't like it. I'm like, they don't pay for my ticket, bro. Like, I pay for my they don't pay my hotel fees. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in the country, nobody comes up to me and be like, yo, my man, you talking too much. None of that. And it was in fact the opposite. Like when I was in DR, a lot of guys that was big, that guys I knew of, that was posting pictures and stuff, was running down on me like, yo, bro, I love your lives. I love what you're doing. I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff didn't my bad. That stuff didn't go to my head, but it showed me that boom, I'm going in the right direction. Um Now how Charles ends up me and Charles ended up clicking up was he had some cats in the group that was trying to take the group and build their own thing off of it. Back in the day, it wasn't like I said. This was so new. It wasn't a lot of Facebook groups like that, bro. It was Charles's group. There was a couple other little small joints moving around. I think Charles had a couple little small ones, but that group was the group, and guys saw it as an opportunity to promote their own brand, their own events, their own thing. And Charles wasn't about that. Like Charles was he's about making his money, but he wasn't gonna get used. So we had a little beef with a couple guys that, in hindsight, just whatever. But, I was cool with those dudes. And then I was cool with Charles. And I had to make a decision as to which way I was gonna go. And I was like, man, I'm gonna rock with Charles because I feel Charles is more genuine in what he's trying to do. So I ended up rocking with Charles. He respected me for that. He brought me into the little admin circle that he had. Wasn't little, but he went to his admin circle. And I got to meet a lot of guys, and we started doing a lot of different things in the background and trying to get the group to the next level.
Now, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you brought you into the admin circle, from my memory, it was probably less than a year before he passed or something like that. Because I know he
No,
had.
it was a little bit more than a year because I had we did 2 beach parties. So
Okay,
this was like maybe I was an admin maybe like 3 years, I want to say, or
3 years.
close to about 2 years, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, when I came in, and a lot of guys probably don't remember these people, but some maybe it was my man Rod who advocated for me. Um, Rod Owens,
Right.
Mission Impossible Junior. Guys, a lot of guys just see his avatar, but Mission Impossible or Junior, I'm not gonna say his whole name. I know his whole name. We done linked up, met up already. Was really kind of the technical person behind Charles. He was the guy who set up the websites. If you guys remember that Charles only advocated for guys to sign up, and that was a way of him making money without having to ask the group to give him money. That was how he would make his little ends, and he would pay for his little trips and all that through that website. And Mission was part of that. He was a great part of that. He was a guy making a lot of videos, trying to push the group technically forward, trying to help Charles with his editing of his videos. We had Johnny DeSerious, if guys know who he is, brother who lived in the South, had a little bit of falling out. Of course, you had Mr. John, the older brother who had the apartments down there, and a couple other cats, man. I think Bano was one of the admin, but Charles's his circle was really me, Rod, Johnny DeSerious, and Mission Impossible. And we were the guys that we would talk to almost on a nightly basis on Skype.
Right.
So after the whole fiasco, and then it came out about Charles's his ex and all that foolishness, and Charles took that hard because they were starting to get personal with him, and he really loved that girl, and it was just a issue. But we kind of tried to help him through that, and figuring what would be the next steps, and then we would just the emphasis was always to push to the beach party, right? So we were always preparing for the Charles Tyler Beach. Well, it wasn't that at the time, but the November beach party, the Brazilian beach party was always our push. Um, so uh, for us as admin, we always try to do as much as we could, promoting different things, and then Charles would kind of give us assignments. And before guys was on YouTube, before we were doing lives and all that good stuff, it was the Charles Tyler show, blog talk TV, over the phone, listening over the internet I think it was every Thursday, I believe. Him and V and Charles was breaking it down over the radio. You know what I mean? Bringing on guests, having people do open mics, and I think I got the story directly from Al Grease. A lot of guys don't know I'm cool with everybody. So me and Al Grease talk on a regular, still to this day. Al Grease is still my guy. Um, but Al Grease told me the story like he didn't even know who Charles was. He was like, "Who's this dude stealing my stuff?" And then once they connected, and Al really saw how genuine Charles was, because I believe what happened. This is from Al Grease's mouth. Al Grease didn't know who Charles Tyler was, so he thought he was a dude just trying to steal his stuff. And he was trying to get his stuff off of YouTube and all that. And Charles actually wrote him an email like, it's a lot of guys that love you, Al, and love what you're doing. I need you to come into my group and be an admin. And Al was like, he was real standoffish at first because he didn't know if it was serious or not. But Al said once he saw how committed Charles was and how committed the group was, he's like, man, we gotta whatever I gotta do. And that kind of propelled him to start saying, all right, let's start getting to number two. Let's start getting into number three. I'm talking about frustrated because he knew he had a base of brothers that was loving him for his content and what he was doing. So Charles really helped Al grow his content and grow his name. And also, he was also helping a lot of other people like Mr. Johns and Copacabana, pushing his product, pushing his apartments. I ain't gonna get into all that, but we pushing his stuff, and we saw that in the background. So there's never any quit with Charles Tyler. There was never any excuses. He didn't have a ton of money. He wasn't a rich dude. That group didn't make him a millionaire, but he didn't. That wasn't his agenda. His agenda was to retire in Brazil and make enough money to where he could sustain himself. And that's what all of our jobs became, was to help him get to that. And when he got to the end, that's where he was. That's what we were trying to get him to. Like, even myself, the last time I spoke to him after the passing away of my OG, Mark Laws, we all sat on the beach, me, him, Raphael, um, and
Hold on, did
and
Mark pass before
yeah,
Charles?
Mark passed before Charles, and that's another
Okay.
story too, man. If you want me to get into that, but that's
Yeah.
another story as well.
We're gonna-
But
yeah.
um, yeah, we all sat out. Yeah, he was after him because when Mark passed, Mark passed on my birthday. Actually, I got the news on my birthday that Mark passed, and I was in his house, waiting. I was waiting for some money to come in so I could be going out to Brazil. That was the plan. I was supposed to meet him out there, and then we was gonna link with Charles and sit down and figure out how we was going to take this to the next level because we wanted to do something. The idea was with me and Mark was, Charles, you take the brothers that travel, you handle them. We're gonna take the tourists. So we're gonna take the people that you don't necessarily wanna, I mean, I say you wanna deal with, but these are the people that, hey, we could turn this into a business and take the touristy people, families, brothers that's coming with, maybe they want to bring their girl, for whatever reason, want to bring your girl. We want to take those cats and kind of give them that experience while you still got what you're doing with the BMO, and just want to bring it together and start sustaining that so we can all like be hybrids. You know what I mean? Live down here for a couple months, come down back here for a couple months because we already had a business in Cali that we was making money. We had to do nothing. So I'll get back to that in a second, but um, Charles was about that. So we sat at we all sat on the, it was me, Alan Harper, Raphael, Charles Tyler. We sat on the beach, and we were just talking about what can we do to get you, Charles, to the next level. because that's what we saw. It's for me too. Like it was like, man, Charles, we got to get you out here full time because Charles, I think at that point, Charles had been out there for like 4 months.
Okay.
From the time this is real talk. When I came back from Brazil, I think the last time was in January before I went to Cali. I saw Charles. Charles dropped me off. Charles dropped me from drove me from Philly to New York. Like on some like, you need a ride? Yeah. And you know that's not a short ride. That's like a 2 hour
Right.
ride. So me and Charles chopped it up for like 2 hours. And I was like, Charles, we need to figure out what we need to do to get you out of here, bro. Like just go. So Charles, I came up with some bread and he was like, I'm out. I saw Charles then, and when I saw Charles after Mark passed in May, he was a completely different person. He had lost about 80 pounds. He was moving. He was on it. He was on it. Like he was looking good. Rafael had him walking around all over Brazil, and he was healthy, man. So I was like, man, we gotta get you down here. You know, we gotta get you new camera equipment. We gotta get you mics. We gotta get you some lights. Like I'm like, bro, we gotta get you right. And he was like, nah, hold on. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, nah, Charles, we gotta get you some more editing equipment because for me, I'm from New York, man. I love Charles. I wanted him to be great. I wanted him to have the best. I was tired of him yelling into the mic and all that. I'm like, come on, Charles, we gotta get you. But yeah, bro, we were trying to get him to the next level, and that was really what it came down to. But that was really to me at the beginning. That was the beginning, right, of the whole YouTube. You know, t- getting footage, going to places. You know, what guys are doing today, and I applaud the guys for doing it. The guys who do a good job at it. Let me say that. Not everybody, but the guys who really do a good job and really, do the craft and really do the trips justice. I like to say that Charles had a little part in that. So, yeah.
Wow, wow. So,
Um,
as far as Charles Tyler, I remember you mentioned a few guys that kind of got your attention from the beginning. So I remember Charles Tyler. He was asked about the term the Matrix, and I heard him say that he had heard it from Tariq Nasheed
yeah.
at the Matrix,
Mm-hmm.
and then also he started seeing Al Gree's films with the Frustrated. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, a lot of for me that was kind of like my entry too, because I was hearing a lot about Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah.
I was checking out his stuff, and then like you said, Frustrated was something that I got from just like must watch videos,
Yeah.
and then I came across the group as well. Um, and I was in it, I was in it, I was in a group for a long time. I don't know how long I was in a group for when it started, but I was in a group for a long time. And I do remember you doing a Real Talk New York, speaking up a lot, and I do remember like some of the core people that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between certain things. So, what's the difference now? I guess what happened to the core group when Charles passed in the group versus now? And what I mean, so for some, it might be kind of confusing because they would look at it like, well, if this is how Charles Tyler had it, why would it be different? Now.
Not really now. Um, First and foremost, before I even speak on it, I have to really because I don't want to diminish what those guys have done. Uh, Raphael and the guys. I'm saying Raphael because that's the person I know the most. But the guys that are doing it now, first and foremost, I gotta applaud those guys because they did get that group back into the hands of that core group. Um, and after so the thing that to answer your question though, I think what Charles's concern was he never saw the group as making money as an opportunity to make money, and a lot of guys were telling him that he should take that approach to the group. But I think Charles's approach to that group was a brotherhood. Like it was like if you come down here, we're gonna take care of you. Like, and it was like that. You know what I mean? When you came down to Brazil and you linked up with Charles, um, shit, bro. I mean, I seen Charles whole court, man, in Mavs. Like I seen Charles 50 dudes out there, like just sitting with him. Like it was like, and it was quiet, bro. And you could hear Charles talking, and it was about anything. It could be sports, it could be current events, what's going on, money, trading, old stories about how he was dunking on cats back in the day, anything. But guys would just come down there and want to be in his essence, and I think for Charles that was enough because he got them out of where they came from. And we would sit there and be like, I would sit there, bro, and I would cats would come up to him like, "Yo, Charles, man, I always wanted to meet you." Da da da. And he was super humble. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, "What can I get you?" He'd be like, "Give me a guaraná, give me a water. I just need a water." You know what I mean? Like that's who Charles was. Like he wasn't like he wasn't out to take advantage of guys. He wasn't out to take your money. He didn't want your money. If you wanted to come to an event, hey, when you get here, you can pay me. You come to the event. If you don't want to come to this event, you don't got to come. Like it's your dime, your vacation. You spend it how you want to. And I think for us as the guys around him, that made us even more loyal to him because we knew in his heart he was genuine about it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about just bread and money. It wasn't about, quiet as kept. Charles didn't have a lot of money when he came to Brazil. You know what I mean? But he wasn't in the, lavish accommodations and these big Airbnbs and all. He kept it humble. You know what I mean? So I think even seeing who he really was and how he dedicated his time, um, that really was a big, big step forward for a lot of guys to understand. But to answer your question, get back to your question, I think for him it wasn't about making the money. It wasn't about turning the group into a money making machine. It was about showing guys that they have the ability to do what he's doing and challenging them to do that. Now, when a new regime came in, which wasn't just a new regime, it was just really Alan Harper coming in and doing what he did. It was more geared towards making money, taking, recruiting guys for trips and parties and, getting them to buy these packages and, coming down there and providing a service. And, I asked to, I was still in the admin group at the time and I was really one of the only ones challenging it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I had a personal relationship with all these guys. Like it wasn't just travel for me. It was Alan Harper was at my house every day, like in Cali. Like he'd come to my house every day, and we chop it up. Like I knew who he was. I helped him design his logos. Like I worked on his computer. Like he was in my crib. Like so, when guys do these things and you have these personal relationships, I know who you are, fam. Like I know who you. I know where your mama lived. We done broke bread. We done went out. We done did all this stuff. So I didn't understand, but the motivation of money changes people. So when that happened, I spoke up, and then eventually after that, I was kicked out, and that's why I had to go my foot. But to answer your question, it was money, bro. Came down to money. They saw opportunity. 18,000 people in a group. They saw opportunity to make money, and they tried to go that route. And eventually, bit them came back and bite them in the butt. You know, and then those guys was smart enough to do what they did to get the group back. So again, I'm not gonna throw no dirt on nobody's name. They did what they had to do to get the group back. But like I said, it just comes down to money, bro. That's your question. That's the simplest form, like I said.
I got what you're saying. I actually, me and Al Harper, we did bump heads at a time, but I ran into him in Rio, man, this summer, and what I mean, we went to the beach, had some drinks, man, and like we didn't really touch on our differences in the past, man. Like he moved forward, I moved forward. I actually you know, hit him up on WhatsApp from time to time, man. And I know that there is some bad blood with people and some old sentiments, but I've I've realized that in just dealing with brothers in general that we've been able to move forward, man. So, but I will say, and this is just my personal opinion. I will say that what he was doing with the group, he 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 did have good turnout for his events.
Mm-hmm.
He had some good turnouts in events. So um, and this is not to be in support or not in support, but just from I mean, from the outside looking in, he from a as a businessman, I mean, he definitely knew what he was doing. He definitely captivated people, and he definitely had people support him. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I hope that the current group, I mean, can have the same or as much success as he did when he was when he was trying to do stuff. So
Yeah, Allen was definitely a businessman first and foremost, and I think that's kind of where we clash because I looked at it as a brotherhood. I didn't look at it as a business. And when it's a business, you got to make harsh decisions, right? You gotta look at the bottom line and say, is this worth the time I'm gonna put in to make the money I'm gonna make back or whatever, however the equation is, right? For me, I looked at it like, nah, man, if you come down there, you spending your money, you come down there, you can kick it with us. Like, because that's how Charles was. He never turned nobody away. He never said, you ain't buy my package, so you ain't gonna hang out with me. And I'm being straight point blank, and that's what it was. Like, if you ain't buy his package, you wasn't hanging out with him like that. Or he wasn't that group or that people that he had. They was over here, you was over there. You ain't buy the package. So for me, it was like I felt like that was a riff in what Charles was doing because you know a lot of guys they spend their last to come down there, bro. That flight wasn't cheap, and
true.
that flight is a 24 hour. That's an overnight flight. So if you got a week or a year, if you got 2 weeks a year, and that's all you got, and you spending a week coming to Rio, I mean that's half your vacation time. So some guys they didn't have it. I mean, you know what I mean? You live in New York City, you live in a big city, you don't got a lot of money. You ain't got it to go down there and spend $800 on a ticket, and then what was that? Hold on 1 second, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, I'm sitting.
yeah.
God, appreciate you, bro. Love you, bro. Love you too. I'll see you later. My fault, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
See the nephew. Um, yeah, but back to what I'm saying, like if um, yeah, to answer your question, bro, like yeah, if you ain't have, you spend $1,000 on a ticket, then you get an Airbnb. Um, you ain't got $700, $800 to drop on a package, and I understood that. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, bro. But you there. Um, so for me, I just felt like that was a disconnect. I felt like we was turning brothers away, which Charles never turned any brother away, and I felt like that was the opposite of what the black man option was. Like I'm not, you want to sell brothers information, you want to sell the game. That wasn't how I came in. Like I said from the beginning, the OGs gave me the game. They sat with me for free. I just had to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mindset. As long as you're there, you can make it to that place. The game should be given to you, or at least you be able to soak up something of the game. And that brings you back to guys like Cadario, that Charles used to call his. Charles considered himself Morpheus and considered Cadario and Neo because how he met dude. You know what I mean? Charles met Cadario in a Walmart in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Just on the humble, he ran up on Charles like, I love your YouTube videos. A lot of guys don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? And now Cadario running around, but guys don't know Charles's effect on me ultimately led to my effect on Cadario. Cadario came in. I said, come stay with me, bro. You gonna stay in the hostel? Nah, I got a 2 bedroom. Come kick it with me. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You only here for 3 days? It's whatever, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? You with me. That's the black man's option. You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like that group was about. A brotherhood, a brothers helping brothers out. Like I talked a lot, but I did a lot. And I did and you nobody else didn't have to know that because it wasn't nobody's business. But at the same time, if a brother needed something and we was there, we gonna help you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gonna just open your mouth. Hey, I'm whatever. There's guys that lost their wallets on the beach or lost their phone. And my man Willie, somebody got his phone. Like, we trying to figure out how to help you, but we also trying to make sure you in contact with your family. You use my phone, bro. Call whoever you need to get to. Check into your flight. That's really how it was out there because it was a black man's opera. We was a group together. So I felt like, when Allen took over, we lost that. I was very vocal about that in the admin group. And but ultimately he had the power. So he brought in the guys he thought, he could manipulate. And eventually guys see through that BS and all that. But they eventually figured it out. But Charles wasn't about that, bro. You know what I mean? Um, and like I said, that was my thing, man. It was about money, it was about power, it was about influence. And Allen asked me point blank to be the next Charles. I need you to do more videos. And I'm like, bro, I'm not on that. That's not why I do these videos. I do these videos to challenge brothers. I'm talking not for my health or to be an asshole. I'm talking to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody got to be the face of the challenge, somebody got to be the bad guy at times. I can follow Charles, but why are you in this group? Bro, did you get your passport? You talking on the head, but you ain't got a passport. What's up? It costs $150. You broke? What's up? I'm not New York. I'm gonna be that New York asshole. So that was really the difference, man. And out of that group, man, I met a lot of good brothers, man. But like I said, I think, after the second beach party, we started to really start looking at doing more events outside of Brazil. And I think that's kind of when I started seeing you more. I started seeing a couple other guys with other places. Like, let's talk about Colombia. I think we had a conversation. He was like, bro, why y'all not coming to Colombia? Why y'all not talking about Colombia? You know what I mean? I'm like, Colombia? I'm like, Brazil is king. Like, you know what I mean? But when I talked to Charles was like, yeah, I like Colombia. Charles wasn't a fan of DR, but he was interested in doing Colombia. So I was like, Charles, we need to start expanding. A lot of other guys were saying the same thing to him. Like, come on, man, let's expand. Let's start trying to do. I see the comments. Yeah, I was shirtless in them days. I ain't care, bro. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, bro, you was one of the first ones to be like, yo, y'all need to start looking at Colombia, look at other places, Thailand, other places, and the biggest thing with Charles was he was receptive to that. You know what I mean? He was like, let's do it the right way though. Let's not rush into it, but let's start getting the intel and start doing it the right way. But guys like Allen wasn't receptive to it because they couldn't control it. When you start getting out of the bubble of Rio and Brazil, he didn't have that same effect. And with guys like you and other guys that were going to other places and talking about other places, I think he did go to Thailand and do the Thailand thing, but he had to go see it first. You know what I mean? He had to do what he did first. So, but to get back on it, yeah, man, Charles was receptive to everything, bro. So I was just like, let's do it.
So
Let's do it.
with you keeping in mind how things Charles wanted to do things and how we would like to do things, how do you think he would feel that you're not a part of that admin team now?
Um, I don't think I don't think I don't think he would have had a problem, and maybe I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't be as vocal as I was because for the guys I don't know, I did get married. I did come back to the Matrix and get married. Um, I have a wife and a daughter now. Um, so I am retired, I guess, in a sense. But when I was out here in Cali and I met my wife now at that time, I asked Mark Lyles and I asked two guys I respected the most in the game was Mark and Charles. I asked Charles, I said, Charles, what you think, man, about this? And he's like, yo, does she make you happy? Does she do the things that she needs to do? Is she doing what she has to do with her and fulfilling her roles and responsibilities? And I was like, yeah, she's doing everything she need to do. She cooperating. She's there. She's supportive. She don't care that I'm traveling. You know, all this stuff. And he was like, man, if she make you happy, then go for it, you know? And I think guys, I said in the other lives, man, Charles never downed African American women. He just told you that you got an option, bro. You don't have to deal with the BS. But he never said like, nah, don't these. No, he never put them down. And you can go back to his YouTube videos and you can watch them. He didn't put down African American women. He wasn't a Tommy Sotomayor dude. He was a dude that like, yo, if it ain't working, brother, you got an option out here. Come on out here and see what your options are. And it's a difference in that. You know, he's giving you a solution. He's giving you an opportunity to do something else if you frustrated. But he's also because he got a daughter at home, he got a mother, he got aunts, he got a family, he got black women in his family, so he understood that dynamic. And when I asked him about it, point blank, he was like, "If she make you happy, bro, I don't see no problem with it." So I think, you know, to answer your question, I probably would still be an admin. I probably be doing some type of maybe promoting more or more so in the background. But who knows? I probably wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't even be married. You know what I mean? Who knows? Because that was a major part. You know, I told guys that asked me like, "Yo, why you got married, bro?" And I was like, "Yo, I lost, I lost the OG 1 year. The next couple months later, I lost Charles Tyler. So I'm looking around like I don't got a family. I don't have kids. I have a bunch of memories and great things that have happened to me in my life, but I want a legacy behind me. You know what I'm saying? I want my mom to meet my kids and all that good stuff. And I felt like I had somebody at that time that I wanted to move on with, and I decided to make that choice. Now, do I regret the choice? No, I don't regret the choice. Am I mad at the response I got from some of the brothers? I am. I'm a little bitter about that because I feel like we always searching for the same thing. We always searching for somebody that we wanted to be with, that partner, that significant other. You know, not all the brothers. Some brothers want to have a good time, hey, whatever. But a lot of brothers were searching for something, and I felt like, all right, cool. It ain't what we, you know, it ain't what uh the narratives that we pushed, but it was, you know, still the same thing. So, you know, I got a lot of flack for about it. I know some guys didn't say it directly to me. I heard a bunch of rumors. I heard a bunch of people talking. That's cool, man. You know, it is what it is. I can't control that, but I'm gonna keep being real talk New York and, you know, keeping it in 100. And that kind of and being who I am, you know, got me out of it after we got the group back. You know, that got me out of there too. So yeah. So, but you know, like I said, I'm not bitter, man. I love BMO. They still doing what they doing, man. I wish them not prosperity over there. You know, Al Grease is still my guy. Like I said, we still talk. You know, I'm in New York right now, but usually when I'm in New York, we breaking bread. But you know, this is what it is right now. You know, life moves on. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. I like to do a roll call sometime, man. Sometimes give a shout out to people, man. You know that people may not know. They may have seen their names here and there, but they may not
Mm-hmm.
know the history behind them or how long they've been around.
Oh man. um, yeah, bro. A roll call, man. First and foremost, Charles Tyler, the Morpheus of this, man. Al Grease, of course. You know, the guy who brought us in. Um, you know, my man Raphael, Mission Apostle, like I said, Rod Owens, who was the one responsible for um bringing the forex and binary options trading to Charles Tyler. Um, you know, Johnny DeSerious. You know, they had a little falling out, but that was his guy. Guys that I personally hung out with when I traveled, Jay International. Shout out to him. He was one of the first brothers I met when I dropped in Rio the first night. Man, it was me, Jay International, Aaron, Cadario, and I think my man Jay. His name is James Davis. You know, we was together. Like we hung out the first night. Like we knew each other for years. We knew each other uh, more than 4 hours, bro. And it was just like we gonna mob. We mobbed out to what the hell is this? Dang, it's the worst place in Brazil to go, bro. We went to I don't even want to tell you the name because I don't want brothers going over there, man. It ain't even right, bro. Um,
Not
damn,
Villa
it's gonna come
Mimosa,
back to me. Villa Mimosa, like a bomb hit that joint. We was over there, like, bro, it was so crazy. We was walking in the street and people was like, the cabs was driving through, and I could tell they was tourists. They was on the glass like this, scared, like they didn't want to stop. But yeah, we went to Villa Mimosa and we just mobbed through there like we owned the spot, and nobody messed with us. We ain't had no problems. You know, I was in my environment. I was kind of like, but I was still out there eating chicken on a stick, chilling. You know what I mean? Like, we had memories of that, bro. Who else, man? Of course, young boy Kadario. You know, me and him had a little falling out, but I hope he's well, doing his thing. Um, other cat, not Aaron Ferris, but the other cat, Aaron, who's in the group. Um, and just a bunch of other, a lot of good brothers. That
Mike
was
Burks,
just.
man. Shout out to Mike Burks,
Oh,
man.
the urban. I'm tripping. The urban legend, Mike Burks, bro. Mike Burks is a real one, bro. I can't even. Man, if I could share a story with Mike Burks, bro. And if Mike sees this, they probably ain't gonna see this because he out there living that life right now. He still, I don't know how he doing it, man. This dude is just, oh man, I fuck with Mike Burks. But bro, I'm gonna tell you a story, bro. I was in, Mike Burks. Me and him was choppy, but I think with Mike Burks, it's like, bro, if you pull up, Mike Burks gonna mess with you, bro. He cool with you. I pull up to Salvador Bahia, um, and Mike like, yo, I need some protein powder. I'm like, I got you, bro. I'm gonna bring some. So I bring. He pull up in a rental. This little, like the cars in Brazil. Mike Burke's like 6'2", bro. He pull up in his little joint, and he like, no, not the first time. He pull up on a bus. He like, yo, come with me to the mall. So Mike Burks took me to the mall. We kicking it, eating food. He telling me about Salvador Bahia, giving me the ins and outs. You know what I mean? Mad cool, just mad cool, bro. We come out the mall. He like, it's the best place to get chicks. Like right here, da da da. Giving me the game. Like I said, you pull up, cats will give you the game for free. So he giving me the game. I'm soaking it all in. I'm looking eyes wide open. Like this is crazy. They looking like the women in Salvador looking like we back in Harlem, like crazy, right? I get to Mike Burke's crib. Like, Mike Burke's like, yo, come back to the crib. So, all right, we jump in the Uber, we go back to the crib. Yeah, I got this chick coming through. Like, I'm like, all right, cool, bro. No. We get some beers. I'm on his little terrace joint, overlooking the water and all that. Shorty come in, he got a dime. You know what I mean? Straight dime. He go do it. He got the glass. It was so crazy. He had a third floor with the glass steps. So I'm like, all right, he about to go do his thing. So I sit on the couch. I fall asleep and shit. Wake up. Shorty down there. She like Americans. He just did a thing. Slid out the crib, whatever. Couple days later, I'm on Facebook. I see one of the dudes like, yo, this my girl. Shorty, same shorty, like, yeah, it's my wifey. We go, I'm like, oh man, like, did you filthy, bro? And that's and that's how he was, bro. But Mike was a good dude, man, and he to tell you the rest of the story, Mike took me to the first club down there, to the Pink Elephant in Salvador Bahia. Mad cool. He was like, yo, it's like 15 reais to get in. Come with me, I got you. He went to get his girl. He had a rental, this little car, bro. And I'm a big dude, and it was two other cats with me. Bro, we thought we was gonna lose our life that night. Yo, Mike, I'm like, yo, you bugging right now, fam. We just call about, yo, you gonna tip this motherfucker over, bro. Like, we get to the Pink Elephant, and it's like, man, we had a good time, man. And it wasn't like, he was with his chick, and his chick was super bad. So we we go to pick his chick up, and I think her family owned like a little bakery spot. Like they made like little pastries, and his her I think it was her aunt. Her aunt gave us food, like brought food out to us, like gave us the royal treatment, bro. Like it was like he just showed us love, and Like I said, took us to the Pink Elephant. We had a good time. We danced. We listened to the music. We had a great time, man. And then he disappeared into the night. But I'm like, Mike, bro, you like it's just that's what it is when you travel, man. You link up with real cats, and you know, man, that's what it was, bro. And we linked up some other brothers out there too. Um, oh man, I can't remember the brother name. He from Philly. He moved out there. I'm man, his name will come to me as soon as I get off this. But linked up with him. He took us to the rooftop. He took us to the rooftop. Uh, and we were drinking Capianas. It was like buy one, it was buy two, get one free. Bro, we was saucy. He was breaking the game down to us. He was like, yeah, man, I got a wife and a side joint. Like, this is how the Brazil life is. I'm like, oh, yeah, crazy. So, but I say all that, man, just to say, like, for brothers coming down, and for the brother, damn, I can't remember his name. I messed up. Me and him had a little tension in the group. I was always challenging him. He was challenging me. But when you meet these guys in person and you break bread with these guys in person, you have an opportunity to really explain yourself or explain what your mindset and your viewpoint is. But once you see that these guys are genuine and they really live in this life and they dedicated to it, it's a respect factor that you gotta respect these guys for what they're doing. So for the Mike Burks that's out there, man, I really respect him for what he's doing, man, and how he chose to live his life because it's not easy. It wasn't an easy transition to just move over there. You know what I mean? And just change how you do everything. So but yeah, bro, Mike Burks is definitely a real one, man. If y'all Salvador Bahia and for the guys that's watching this that may be in the BMO group, if he's still in there or if he's in any other groups, man, that's definitely a dude that you link up with. Um, he's good people. Um, and just man, my man, of course, my man Jasper, Black Knowledge, that's my guy. States all international. That's my peoples right there. I love what he's doing. And just I'm not up on the latest and greatest of guys, but for that core group of guys that I used to run with, they know who they are, and it's much respect to those guys, and they, everybody that's still doing it. My guy Roy Yo, I never hung out with him, but he's funny as hell. I love that
Yeah,
dude.
Brazil or die, man.
Mozilla died, man. I gotta respect it, bro. You know what I mean? And, shout out to the ladies too, man. Guys don't know that them chicks was, back in the day, those ladies they was cutthroat, man. I ain't gonna say no names, but there was a couple joints in those early beach parties that was in the group, and they was running through cats. You know what I mean? You gotta respect the game. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Them Brazilian females ain't no joke, man. They about that bread. So, there was a lot of that running through there too. And Charles had was trying to keep that on the make sure that was respectable to them. But yeah, man, it was just it was a time. Dr. Love um, came out. He was on a beach with the suspenders. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's Tabachia Love. He had a brother with the cap on. I call him Dr. Love. He's a doctor. He's a real licensed doctor. But he was out there. Man, there's just so many people. I wish I could. Um, oh man, so I don't want to get people names mixed up and all that, but it's just so many brothers out there that was just flowing through, man, showing love to Charles. Like I said, man, it was just like he held court. I mean, so
So, one last topic, man.
yeah,
I
go ahead,
want
bro.
to ask you, man. So a lot of guys travel to like the Spanish speaking countries and then Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that people still prefer to learn Spanish and Portuguese?
I think the perception is that Portuguese may be a harder language. And here in the States, a lot of brothers that come from the States, they hear a lot more Spanish than Portuguese. Um, for me anyway, and it was easier for me to learn Portuguese and Spanish. I don't know. Maybe I was weird. Um, to the bang, all that different stuff. Because I guess because maybe I heard Spanish so much. I'm from New York. We hear Poppy talking all day. Da 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 da. It's just like maybe it's an arrogant thing. Yeah, they speak Spanish where I come from. I don't need to learn that. But when I go to Brazil and they speak in Portuguese, it's something that you don't really hear. The dialect you don't really hear it here. Even though people do speak Portuguese in the States, it's not fluent. It's not talked about. It's not spoken a lot around you. Most places, Whereas you can go to the bodega and they talking da da da. No, they talking Dominican cats in the bodega is talking Spanish all day, and you just like that shit is noise to me. So I just think it's a different dialect. It's something new. It's something refreshing. Um, you know, I felt that, and if a guy's watching, that's your biggest. That's going to be your biggest, leg up in any country to learn that language. Even if it's a couple of phrases, even if it's just left, right, where's the bathroom, where's water, how do I get here, how do I get even those little things can get you a long way because those can open up a conversation. And even if you're talking to a regular female on the train, maybe on the streets, a lot of guys don't know that when you in Rio, man, and I know the stigma out there for people outside the travel game of we just savages going to these countries and all that dumb foolishness. It wasn't like that, man. It was like when I was in Rio, yeah, we had fun, but I went on a lot of dates with regular females, and it was like I was talking to waitresses, I was talking to girls on the street, we would talk to girls in the subway. So wherever your game is here in the States, or however your so-called, yeah, like your quote-unquote game is, or whatever your how you do your thing, back then you could still do, if you know the language, you could still do the same things in Brazil. You know what I mean? You could still have a conversation with a female. And that's what we would do. I saw tons of guys. Oh, she's super bad. Walk right up to her. Oi, to the bang. Você tem WhatsApp? Boom, 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 get the WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? Once you got the WhatsApp, now you can do maneuver. You know what I mean? My game used to be perfumes. I used to go to 34th Street. I used to go to the Fugazi spot, and get 10 bottles for $100. Throw them in the backpack. I hit Rio. I see a broad. Look, I got something for you. Here you go. Give them something. Oh my God, this is such and such and such. All they know is the label, right? So it's like, there you go. Give me a leg up. Let me get your WhatsApp. Da da da. And then from there, it's a conversation. Um, but you just want those icebreakers. I'm not saying that it's a slam dunk, but for guys that they say, and this is the mantra, and I hate hearing this from guys in the group, and a lot of guys will say this: if you can't get a girl in the States, you can't get a girl outside the States. Nah, bro. It just depends on who you are and what your style is. Once you find that, figure out that icebreaker, that thing to get you beyond that introductory point. The sky's the limit, man. So learning those phrases, start out learning those introductory phrases. Maybe just be asking for the time. Once you get and the thing about over there, once you get a female's attention and she likes you, she gonna let you, like Charles will say, you gonna know right then and there if she want to talk to you or not. Because in Brazil, they'll be quick to be like, ah, da, 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 and they gone. They ain't trying to talk to you. They ain't gonna talk to you. But if she want to talk to you, she gonna stick around. She gonna look at you. She gonna smile and just do what you do, man. But if a guy's coming, get that leg up, get that language, whether it be Spanish or Portuguese or whatever. Figure it out. Get a little something going. You know what I mean?
Now, for me, it's all about the motivation because
Mm-hmm.
I used to use the same routine, whether it was DR, Colombia, Brazil. I mean, I hit up one of the dating sites, whether it was like let's say Tinder or one of the Cupid sites, and my thing was that if a chick really feeling me, if I be like, man, I want you to be my girlfriend. Like, let's say before meeting her in person,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like the game. Like, I mean, I want you to be my girlfriend. Blah blah blah. So when you get off the plane, you going to see your girl, not just a chick. You know what I mean? So y'all done
Mm-hmm.
established a type of bond, and she calling you her man. Blah blah blah. So those type of interactions in like Colombia and DR motivated me to learn Spanish. But when I use that same approach with Brazil, them chicks wasn't trying to like be my girlfriend. They like when you come, just hit me up when you come. They really weren't even trying to like maintain daily conversations like that. So it was
Bro.
like, man, I'm not gonna learn Portuguese because that means I gotta live there first. But like DR and Colombia, I could get them to be my girlfriend without even knowing Spanish yet. So
True. Excuse me. And you got a point. Got a point. See, I never played that pipeline game, bro. Because my thing was, I felt like you was at a disadvantage. So if you pull it, so for me anyway, when I land, I really didn't want to. I guess I didn't want to come in with any expectations, right? I never wanted to be like, I got a chick ready, waiting on me, because I may change my mind. I might be like, nah, I ain't trying to chill with you. I'm trying to see what else is out here. Um, but but I did the kind of the flip side of that. So after my first visit, I would have all these lists of women in Brazil that all they WhatsApp, right? And I would message them. You know, I wouldn't keep daily tabs, but the one girl I think I met her my second to last day. She was my waitress. I used to go to breakfast at Dante's right there in Lemmy, Post those two, a block from the beach, like the same block as Mavs is on. If you go straight down on that same side, you see Dante's is a little eatery. And Shorty was like a little dark skin joint. She was like taller than me. She's like 5'11", 6 feet. And, I did my thing, ran the game on, gave her a little perfume. We chopped it up, got her WhatsApp. She came to the crib. Now I didn't do nothing. We just talked. And that was part of my move was to keep them mentally stimulated. Not just physically. I just kept them mentally. Like, yeah, I'm from New York, and because a lot of them all they know is what they see on TV, right? All they know is what they see on BT, MTV, and they know, oh, New York. And then what I would do is send them pictures. Like if I'm walking down I'm from New York, so a regular day I send them a picture of a subway or a picture of my neighborhood, video of my neighborhood. Something that they could see and attach me to that, and then that keeps the conversation, the motivation going. Even though we may not be talking every day, if I'm like, yo, if I'm working downtown 34th Street and I boom Empire State Building and I send it to them on WhatsApp, that's right there. They right there seeing it. So they stay attached. And I did that with a shorty for like a whole year. When I came back, it was it, bro. Took off, bro. So it's like no work, no hesitation, no nothing. So I did kind of what you did, but in Brazil, like you said, you got to be a little bit different because like I said, them Brazilian women is hustlers, bro. They're not playing. They a lot of them have been through the game already, especially on those apps. They know the game. They know what it is. They're not stupid. But if you play the mental game a little bit with them, you'll go a little bit longer. They'll still do the same things. They'll still treat you like, Shorty would go out like one night, put you like this. One night when I first got there, Shorty would get off of work at like 12. Everything in Copacabana was shut down. Like unless you go into like the I think like the pharmacy spot down there, and I wasn't I ain't gonna get into that story. I had to slap somebody down there, but unless you go into like the grocery store or you know where you going, or if a club or something. But I think Dolce Vita around the corner may have been open or whatever. You was kind of asked out if you wanted to get something to drink or get some water or whatever. But Shorty knew everybody in the whole neighborhood, so she was like, "I'm gonna make some drinks," but she needed some vodka. I said, "I'll be right back." Dip out, come back. She got everything, ice, buckets of ice, and all this. I'm like, how you? She like, yo, give me 20 Rias. Gave her 20 Rias. She came back with all this shit. So I'm like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's advantages. You know what I mean? So, but Brazil, you had to kind of change your tactics, I think. And the DRs. I don't know about Colombia. I've never been to Colombia, but the DRs, man, I can't do that begging, man. I can't, bro. I can't. You can't be begging me on WhatsApp every day. Oh, I need money. I cut you off quick. With Brazil, they don't do that. They got a lot of more. The women got a lot more pride. They don't want to ask for nothing. I tried to bring Shorty stuff back. She ain't want it. She like, I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. I work. Like I got everything I need. So, it's a different, it's just a different tactic. But I think the Brazilian people have a lot more pride, bro. That's what it comes down to. The women got a lot of pride, and you got to cut through that shit. Like, yeah, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. But yeah, man. I got some DR stories too. It's crazy, but yeah, man. It's just, it is what it is.
Cool, man. Yeah, I want people to know, man. Like part of the reason that I really wanted to create this Passport Bros podcast is because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of black men started travel for different reasons and got their
Mm-hmm.
information for different reasons. But when we talk about people like Tariq Nasheed and Al
Yeah.
Greaves, we really talking about the birth of the Black Manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
we pointed in that direction. We didn't. I mean, I didn't rock with Tommy Sotomayor, but he's still part of the Black Manosphere. He's still
Yeah.
Black Manosphere. And
I think.
so, go ahead.
Excuse me. I think there's a place for everybody in the black manosphere. I think there's guys that agree with Tony Sotomayor, and I can't knock them because that's their experience. You know what I mean? It's a lot of dudes out here that have been done dirty by black women and women in general. I mean, this is what it is. That's the reality of it. You got to make a choice though. You know what I'm saying? What part of the spectrum that you want to go on. But I think we all, like you said, we all started with. I think Tariq Nasheed was really. I bought his books. I brought his books and all that. I was really a fan of what he was talking about, and I liked the way because he did a pivot. I think Tariq did a pivot. He started out with, more so like I want to say more so on his game and not pimping, but more so on his game and women. His books was more so about how to talk to women, gaming women, how to get fresh, what to do, what not to do around women, and then he pivoted more so over to where he is now, more political activist, more of sharing that information with his documentaries, his Hidden Color doc, which is awesome. Those are dope,
Yeah.
and I was a big fan of those. And then I really watched him change or metamorph or pivot over from just being a guy selling books about how to get women and how to maintain your women to, you know, the black experience and all that. But I think um, Tariq opening our eyes to the ability to challenge women. And that was the biggest thing. Like, growing up, you ain't challenge your mama, you ain't challenge your aunts. You listen to my era is you listen to what your dad said, you respected women and you treated them as such, such, such. But as we got older, we start to realize that that's not an equal playing field, right? We're not getting the same treatment back. And a lot of brothers was frustrated at that. Hence, frustrated, hence Tariq, hence the Tony Sotomayor's. I think it just depends on what spectrum or how frustrated you were. If you were just a little frustrated, maybe you was just on Al Grease. But if you was like, that bitch, blah, 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 you was on Tony's, you know what I mean? Tony's situation. But all those guys played a part, you know what I'm saying? And what we would end up, being the black man's option, And I think the biggest thing that Charles had, what made Charles big and the whole BMO platform big was all those guys we talked about, the Tonys, the Tariqs, even the Al's. Well, Al kind of had it, but they never gave us a solution, right? They told us what the problem was. They complained about the problem, but they never said, "What do you do?" And then Charles comes out and says, "Look, you come to Rio de Janeiro and have a good time. You don't got to worry about it." I think a lot of guys gravitated to that. He was giving you a solution. He wasn't selling you a dream, but he was giving you an opportunity and a solution and say, "Hey, exercise your options." And that's what made him big. So,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, Tony was wild back in the day. Tony was wild back in the day, boy.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Wow, man. But so I want to kind of, I want to educate some people that may have
Mm-hmm.
not been around back then. So we do have some popping YouTubers that show content.
Mm-hmm.
from different countries, but a lot of them, some of them don't subscribe to the manosphere. Some of them just started traveling on their own. They never heard of Black Man's Option. They
Mm-hmm.
never watched or listened to some of the names we spoke to, and so which is fine. Um, but for my objective, the manosphere, the manosphere, you know, is all races. But then we have the Black manosphere, where like we mentioned, the Tommies, the Tariq Nasheed, Al Grease, the Charles Tyler Black Man Option. Then from Black Man Option, you got Tailor Made Dreams spun out of Black.
Shout to Taylor Made Dreams as well. Apologize, man. Shout to
Yeah,
Taylor Made.
he
Yep.
shot out there. I remember him when he was just when he was a nobody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, man.
and now, you know what I mean, he done made a name for himself. You know what I mean? And he shout
Back
out.
real quick, back in the day, man, we used to be like, who is this dude? Who's this dude? Like, we would be like, man, we was quick. I mean, hindsight, man, I apologize, man, for everybody. If anybody know, if I say anything crazy to you back in the day, we was shooting from the hip, bro, because we thought everybody was coming for Charles Tyler. That's just how we were. We was, like, we gonna protect Charles. We gonna make sure he's straight. But yeah, Taylor Made, man, we was like, who is this cat Taylor Made? And then, Charles was like, I'm gonna chop it up with him. And that's what Charles was like. Charles ain't never jumped to the we like that. He was like, let me chop it up with him. And I chopped it up with him, and he was mad cool, man. Shout out to Taylor Made. I love what he's doing in DR. And all those guys down there. But yeah, man, it was like that, bro. It was like that. But yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you good, you good. Oh, some other brother that spent out. I don't remember. I don't remember if Aaron Ferris was in a group. I didn't. Well, if he did, I didn't know him at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
just his group spun out his group. My man
Mm-hmm.
Kennard got the Black Man Travel Group and the Black
Mm-hmm.
Man Travel Groups, and then my group now, which is No Excuse ENT.
Mm-hmm.
I did start it out as Black Men's Option 2.0, but
yeah, you got some heat for that, man. You got some heat for that. But like I
it was
said,
it was reasons behind that, but
yeah, no, I understand, man. And I told Charles, I was like, man, he ain't like that, bro. It's cool. Like, I think we had a conversation, and you was real humble when you talked to me, and I had a chip on my shoulder anyway. I was like, man, but like, this the fake group, like, da, da, da. And I just was like, after we had our after you have a conversation with somebody and really understanding what their objective is, then I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, Charles, I went back to Charles. I was like, nah, he not on that, Charles. This brother really loves you. He loves what you're doing. He just wants to help. And he was like, man, why you have to make the group name that though? I was like, Charles, man, it's all
no,
right,
this was
man.
after he passed.
Oh, this is after. Oh, okay.
Because
Well, then it must have been somebody else that I was talking about.
Al Harper was he was an admin, and he didn't like it. See, a lot of people, and I don't really want to bring this up, but a lot of people didn't like the direction of the group. When Charles Tyler taught, because especially with the posting, like, cause it wasn't
Oh
no
yeah.
restriction on posting, and so all
Yeah.
the people that was kind of like didn't like the direction of the group, I tried to kick up a spinoff to appease those people,
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
then,
mean, we had got, man, our biggest fear even before Charles passed away was, at that time, I think this was right when I think it was a white cat in DR that got swept up in some, like,
oh yeah,
prostitution or whatever kind of foolishness, and
Cuban link.
that really like, you know, uh, hit Charles hard. Like, he was really kind of scared about that because he felt like they could try to do the same thing to him in Brazil, and he wasn't really on it like that. That wasn't what the point of the group was. So he was trying to clean it up a little bit. But I think you're right when Al took over the group. He was really, like I say, controlling and trying to keep his control over that bubble. And I was an advocate to try to fight for it, bro. But like, it was just it was a losing battle at that point, man. And a lot of guys, they try to say we lost the group or we gave it up. It wasn't like that, bro. It was stolen. Came in like a thief in the night, did what he did. And, at that point, we had no choice. We couldn't, if we'd have did anything to challenge that, that would have possibly been the end of that group entirely. So it was like we had to live with it for the sake of Charles's legacy. And, that's what cats kind of had to put up with it. But you're right, man. It was just, it got stupid at the end, man. It was just like, it got to the point where man, every time I talked to Alan, I was yelling at him, like screaming at dude, like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and it was just like, it didn't mean nothing. Like, it didn't mean nothing. So, like I said, man, it's like now, I'm not in a group now either. We parted ways. They said my approach was too aggressive at the time because I was ready to hit the ground running. As soon as I got the group back, I was like, let's start posting. Let's start, bringing Charles's memory back into this group because he had, besides the names, he had took a lot of the posters out, a lot of the, all the old all the old footage and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff was gone. So um, when they got it back, I was like, hey, let's get it back. And then they were scared about the new regulations with Facebook and all that stuff, and they said I was moving too fast, and I didn't belong in the group because I was married and all that crap. So I just said, you know what, it is what it is. I was upset, but life goes on. So I think at this point now, with guys like Aaron Ferris, with guys like you who are doing these groups the right way and are really giving guys information on what they need and trying to push forward the right way. I think there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. I think you guys are doing it the best way. Educating guys, giving guys the resources to make their own decisions on what they want to do, how they want to spend their time. And I think guys are going to love y'all for that, man, because that's how you really build a brotherhood. You let guys know what they're doing, you prepare them like you do all the time. You say how you do this, how you do that. This is what I do, guys. You challenge guys all the time. No excuse. Even no excuse is a challenge, right? No excuses. Like, why are you making excuses? If you want to do something, there's no excuse why you can't do it, right? So I love you guys for what you guys are doing, and you're just carrying on that, that same narrative, bro, of get down there, bro. Get out of the country. Go see it for yourself. Like, the pictures and the videos are never going to do it justice. I tell guys right now, real talk, it's never going to do it justice. Any chick you see on any video, no matter how good that camera is, no matter if it's 4K, 5K, it ain't nothing like standing next to Shorty, smelling what she smell like, her hair. Like, bro, even if a guy's getting off the plane, and you know this, bro, getting off the plane in DR, coming down that tarmac, that hot air hitting you, bro, that smell of the ocean, the guys playing the bongos and all that as you going in to pay your $10. You know what I mean? Like,
you probably get some pussy too, right?
exactly. Like, it's waiting. It's waiting. You know what I mean? But it's ready. It's ready. Ding ding. You know what I mean? And you walking outside, the sun beaming, everybody out there waiting for somebody to come out. You hop in the cab, you go to your spot. It's no feeling like that. And for guys, and even for guys going to GIG, you fly into GIG, you come down that long ass tarmac, and you smell that industrial smell. You're like, what the hell is that? And you like, I'm here though. You know what I mean? If a guy's coming into Rio, I'm gonna give y'all a tip, man. If you're coming into Rio GIG and you're looking for a cab, go to the third floor. A lot of y'all guys don't even know it's the third floor. When you come out, you see the information booth. Right behind the information booth, there's an escalator. You take that, or there's elevators. Take it to the third floor. There's cabs waiting. You go up there. You tell them where you're going. You say, I got 40 Rias in my pocket, or I got 50 Rias. I'm gonna need to go here. If he tell you no, go to the next cab. I guarantee you, he gonna come back and get you. So it's just different things like that, bro. And like once you there, like I'm telling y'all, man, the pit, like it's great to see it online. It's great that we talk about it. But for the guys on the fence watching it right now, bro, it's nothing like it, man. You touch down in these countries, you eat the good food, you know, shit ain't got no preservatives in it. You eat all you eat, and then you walk all day and you hungry still. You don't do that in the United States. You eat, you walk around, you feel bloated, you tired. Da, da, da. Not when you go to these places, man. If a guy's, you know, I'm a big dude, um, but for guys going, you know, prepare yourself for the walking, man. Prepare yourself to get you some good shoes. You know, you don't gotta be fresh to death. You don't gotta have chain. I mean, you all heard this before, but I'm just gonna tell you again. You don't gotta be that guy in these countries. You know what I mean? You could have a regular t-shirt, shorts, towel. Where we going today? You know what I'm saying? So, for guys on the fence watching this, man, just get your passport, bro, and go. I'm telling you, the videos, again, the videos, the pictures, the drone shots, the everything, all that stuff is dope. I'm not saying it's not. It's awesome. But when you on the beach at Sasua Beach, or you eating that good fried fish on Sasua Beach and the sun coming and they trying to give you pedicures and you like, nah, shorty, you smoking a cigar or you whatever you doing, it's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like running through classicals back in the day. Now I don't know what it is now, but it's nothing like walking through classicals and 100 joints is grabbing on you and you feel like you the man. You know what I mean? You try to
Oh,
get to the bathroom. It was crazy. Like 100 joints, like yo, bro. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's an ego boost, bro. Your confidence. You come back, your confidence is on 1,000, and you come back to the states and you kill them, bro. You kill them. And I tell cats all the time, you know, when I travel, I ain't, bro. This is real talk. I didn't get as much burn in the United States until I started traveling, because these chicks is watching. They watching you, bro. When I used to, bro, yo, I'm out. Do my little post. You know, you do your little post where you like flying away or flying to Brazil. Bro, I get like 10 comments and I get like 25 DMs. Yo, where you going? Why you not taking me? When you coming back? Da, 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 da. And as soon as I touch back into the town, it's on. I want to come to the crib. Let me come cook for you. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So, cause they know, like, bro, you got a passport, you got bread to travel. They know you of value here. You know what I'm saying? So now they trying to get, you know what I mean?
well, somebody asked you a question, man. Are there some good barbers in Brazil?
Yeah, bro, there's some awesome barbers in Brazil. My man Raphael took me down to Central. It's a black brother from he's from actually from what was he from, Africa? The brother from Africa. Um he hooked my beard up, man. He does a color too. I didn't need color back in the day. I'm old now. But it was older cats in there that was getting their beard colored and everything. Um Even on Copacabana, I forget the name, it's been so long. The street right behind the beach. I think that's damn, they're gonna kill me. But it's a couple good barbershops out there, man. You know, they'll hook you up. All clean, they all clean. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about, you know, getting nothing, no infection or anything like that. But they all do a good job. You know, I rock the baldy, so it ain't hard to mess that up. But yeah, I remember I went down there. I think after Mark Lyles passed away, I zoomed down there and I was looking crazy. My mind wasn't, you know what I mean? And Alan Harper was like, yo, nigga, we gotta take you to get a haircut, bro. You looking crazy. I can't take you nowhere. I didn't care, bro. I was like, yo. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, bro, some good. Um, so who's that? Ty? Ty, what's good, baby? Oh man, Ty hit me, bro. That's my guy, bro. Ty. Bro, hit my WhatsApp. Please hit my WhatsApp, bro. My man Ty, bro. We was in the same neighborhood. We didn't even know. I think the first night I was in Flamingo on the top of a hill. I got the video and all that. And Ty was like on the way up the hill. So we in the same cab. Like, where you going? I'm like, where you going? Like, I'm like right here. I'm like, oh, I'm up the hill. So Ty was good, bro. I got Ty. Damn, we gotta link up. Hit me on Facebook, Ty. Um, but yeah, my boy Ty, man. He was the third. Yeah, it was me, Ty, J International, and Aaron. You know what I'm saying? We was out there mobbing like in Villa Mimosa, wilding that first night. But yeah, like, these guys I'm cool with, bro. Like, it's love, man. What else can I give y'all, man? If you're in Brazil, like I said, if you're in Rio, the food is amazing. For guys that don't know, if they're going for the first time, You can go to the buffets, 30 Rias, get you a nice plate of food. They got a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, no preservatives, so you're not gonna be bloated. Of course, BB's is always a go for breakfast. If you're in Copa, I think that's by Postos 3. Acai, if you acai, if you don't know what it is, and you're going to Rio, definitely try it. You can put fruit in it. You can ask them, don't put no sugar in it. If you want some sweetener, they can put it in there if you want. But if you're on your healthy, no sugar tip, you can eat it without no sugar. They'll just put, fruits and berries in there. It's 100% healthy. Gonna clean you out, but it's sometimes we need that. I know I did at that time. And then a quick tip for guys that eat. I don't eat a lot of red meat nowadays. Even back then, I didn't eat a lot of red. I stuck to like the chicken more so. But if you're a guy who has a sensitive stomach, I would tell you, even right by BB's is a little health food store. Just get you a little bottle of apple cider vinegar in the morning. Get you some water. You straight, bro. You don't gotta worry about no crazy stuff with the stomach and all that. That'll keep you, keep you right. Um, and besides that, bro, just do what you do, man. Common sense. Uh, Guys, if you in Rio, take the train. I'm take the train. It's worth it. This is worth them 2 Rias or whatever. Take the train, bro. Because you're gonna see some things on the train, and you might, like I said, that's what that Portuguese come in. I believe from 4 to 5 though, there are cars that only allow women in it. So if you want to hop on the train before rush hour, like 2 to 3, you might see something on there, man. We used to see a ton of, and everybody's friendly. So don't think that, if you lost, if you don't know where you're going, if you can ask somebody, and some they may know English. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But I tell guys all the time, jump on that train. Don't always get in that. You don't always gotta get in that Uber. I mean, even the Uber is super cheap. You don't always gotta get in that Uber. Um, and guys, just have fun, man. Come down there, no expectations, and just do your thing. So.
I would say too, don't be afraid to come by yourself because my first time to Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
I went by myself, and luckily it was a guy on my flight. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to talk to brothers that you may not know. And he really saved my trip because I ain't know, I just was just on Copacabana. So I was just, but he was like, man, you know about Lapa? I'm like, nah. He was like, you know about 4x4? I'm like, nah. He like, all right, we went
Woo,
to
grown
4x4.
man Disneyland, boy. That Quattro
That
de
changed
Quattro,
my life. That changed when I went to 4x4. I never
bro.
seen like
Shout to my man John Wayne too. That's my guy too. If y'all know John Wayne, that's my guy from Texas, Houston, Texas. We left John Wayne in the 4x4. He came out like, I left. I was like, yo, well, we had to get out of there, bro. It was crazy. Bro, I tell y'all a quick story. We in there. So I'm from New York, man. So how I talk on the lives, bro, when I'm in, and they used to kind of, I don't know if it rubbed guys the wrong way, and I apologize. I just kind of had that relationship with Charles. I would say how I felt. If I seen Charles doing something, like I'd be like, "Yo, Charles, why are you yelling into the mic?" Like I would be talking to Charles like he's my brother. Like, "Yo, Charles," and they'd be like, "Yo, why you arguing with Charles Tyler? How you gonna argue with Charles Tyler?" I said, "Nah, that's my man. Like I'm gonna keep it 100 with him. Like." So we in the 4x4. Charles was one of them dudes like he just was in his own swagger. He had the rings on, he had his jerseys, he had his book bag. He was ready for war at all times. The sneakers strapped up. I'd be like, Yo, Charles, you the only dude on the beach with a jersey on, bro. It's hot as hell out here, man. What you do with this jersey? Come on, Kev. Come on, Kev. This a throwback. That's how Charles was, man. And I remember we was in the Quattro, and man, he had they give you the robe and all that. And I was like, Charles, you gonna change? He's like, nah, I'm gonna just throw mine on top. He shining. I'm like, Charles, you a wild boy, bro. And he just was just that's Charles Tyler, man. But yeah, man. That that 4x4, bro. I saw a midget in there I was looking at kind of hard. I was like, ah. And then my man Mark Lyles took it down. I was like, oh my. But nah, bro, that changed my life too, man. That joint, I don't know, man. Look, I don't know what guys like. But if you in Rio, man, you gotta go up in it. We shut it down one day. We really shut it down. I think, bro, we was in there. I think we pulled up maybe the year that was the year I met John Wayne out there. We pulled up like 40 deep. Like I think we pulled up like 10 cabs. Like on some just mobbed in it. And when we walked in, it was so crazy. When we walked in, like girls was sitting down. Like you can walk in, they sit in that little area right there where you get your joint at. And they was just sitting there. We just and I seen them sitting down to sit like this to standing up, like yo. And then shorty went into the room and into the main joint, and then it was like, yo, she must have put the bat signal out because when we walked in that joint, it was flooded. They was coming from up downstairs this way. I'm like, and all the other the Brazilian cats in there, they doing their thing. And, we ain't. I try not to cause no static, but when we walked in, bruh, we shut it down. Like we really like, and the owner came out and he was just like he. I remember he said quality over quantity. I provide quality over quantity, and I was looking at him and I was like, yeah, bro, you got it, you got it. But to give y'all look, man, and this is not to be messy, but I'm gonna tell y'all a little inside. Your man Alan Harper was getting paid, so every time he took y'all to that 4x4, he got I think he got like 40 reais. So, and he got it, and he got some free food. So you know what I mean? That's just the difference, bro. I'm just saying that to just point out that there's a brotherhood and there's a business side to this game. So it's just how you play, bro.
Let me put a disclaimer. Let me put
Nah, that's my man, bro. But I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. I'm
no,
gonna keep it 100 with him.
in
You know what I
general,
mean?
I have bumped heads with a lot of different guys that I'm cool with now. A lot of people there's a lot of people or groups you may not see eye to eye in,
Mm-hmm.
eye to eye with, and that might change. You know what I mean? We still are brothers. Some relationships have been mended, some have not. Some people have matured and and grew from that situation. So and a lot of us are cool with people where our homie may not where our homie may not be cool with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we got a lot of that going on too. So um it's,
And you
it's
know
like
what that?
family,
Oh,
bro.
sorry. Yeah, it is. It is, and I know, like, when I come back down there and we finally get a chance to talk one on one because we haven't really talked in person one on one. And I think once me and Alan have a conversation, one on one, if he wants to have a conversation with me, because he knows what I'm about, man. He knows who I am, and like I said, we had a personal relationship. But once we had that conversation, I'm gonna still talk because this the same way I talk to y'all is the same way I'm gonna talk to him. And he knows that. He knows I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be hard on him at first because that's how I feel. Because this was my life at one point. That group was my life for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I lived and breathed the black man's option for at least 3 years of my life, and he knew that. And I think, like I said, once we had that conversation and break bread in person, and he really sees, how it affected me, and we talk it out. I have no doubts we'll be cool because that's just my personality. But it just is what it is. But my perception of Brazil is never going to be altered by that. Um, I still love it. I still think it's the best country to go to, even though I haven't been to Colombia or Thailand or anything else like that. I've been to DR, different parts of DR. Been to TJ, Mexico, and I've been to Brazil. So I'm not even the expert, guys. I can't tell you. I'm still humble to those other places, and I'm still watching and learning. You know what I mean? So when I do go, I plan on going to Colombia in March to meet up with my guy Jasper down there. I'm still gonna go down there with open ears, but I'm gonna go down there with the perception of what can this offer? Why are guys coming down here to invest their money? Why are guys, migrating down here? What's good about it? What's bad about it? I'm still gonna come with, that open mind. And if you come from those countries to Brazil, I would tell you do the same thing. you know, Come with an open mind. If you're coming to Rio, come with an open mind. Like you said, man, if you coming by yourself, come by yourself, bro. If you gonna wait for somebody else to come with you, you never gonna come. You know what I mean? I didn't start like my day one cats I grew up with, I love them to death. They never came on a trip out of country with me. And if I would have waited for them to, to come, I'd have never gone nowhere. Because I just wasn't what they was on. You know what I mean? That wasn't their priority. Some of them had kids early. Some guys were just living their lives content with how they was moving. And until I found a black man's option, um, or until my homeboy, which wasn't even like my day one dude, just a cat that I knew that was just cool, took me like, yo, come on, bro, let's go. Until he got me to, to come out there and show me the game. Maybe who knows if I would have ever came. So for the guys on the fence waiting for somebody to go with you, bro, don't go. Don't wait for nobody, man. I met so many dudes in the airport as well. Guys that you come off the plane and y'all go on the baggage claim and you look at him, and he American black dude. You hit him with the head nod. He like, "What's good, bro? What's good, bro? What you here for? How long you here for? Da 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 da. Where you staying at? Oh, I'm staying in Lemmy, or I'm staying in Ipanema, or I'm staying here. I'm staying there. All right, I'm in Flamingo. What's your WhatsApp? You got WhatsApp? Yeah. All right, bro. I'm gonna hit you. Let you know where we're gonna be at tonight. Those little things that matters, bro. You're gonna meet tons of cats like that, and like I said, when you outside the country, we come together even more. I've never had brotherhoods form so fast as to when I was outside the country because we're not stepping on nobody's toes. There's plenty to go around. We all learning and absorbing, and we all having a good time. You can't tell me you sitting on Mavs and you across the street from the beach and the waves is crashing and the mist is hitting you drinking a beer and you next to something crazy. You can't tell me you're not having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you just with your joint walking down the beach at night, or if you're in the daytime with your lady and y'all just on the beach eating fried cheese for the vendor, like you can't tell me you can't have no malice in your heart living that lifestyle. So I tell guys, man, and even like walking down the beach, bro, like you meet brothers. Yo, what's good, fam? Where you from? I'm from Chicago. I'm from here. I'm from there. All right, cool. We about to go over here. You want to bar with us? Yeah, come on, bro. That's how it start. And you got cats, you know what I'm saying? Like Ty, you got cats that you cool with for days. So, and even in Brazil, like when we was in Salvador Bahia, Brazilians would come up to us. Hey, what's going on, man? They broken English, or my man know a little bit of a little Portuguese. Where y'all from? Da 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 da. They want to hang out with you, drink beers with you. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, look, man, come on, bro, sit down. Tell us about Brazil. Tell us what's up. What's up? So yeah, like I said, guys that's on the fence about coming by yourself, just come, bro. Just come. Don't let the stigma of you gonna get robbed or you gonna get this, man. If you black and you come to Rio, you straight. Nobody messing with you. I came during what was the West Nile virus? They talking
Okay.
about West Nile, West Nile. West Nile is killing people. I came to Rio, I'm like, what's going on with West Nile? What's that? What's West Nile? They don't even know what that is, bro. Like so the people in the States is like, oh, West Nile, don't go to Brazil. West Nile gonna get you. You in
Zika.
Rio, nobody. Zika, yeah, Zika, all this foolishness. We get to Rio, don't. What the hell is that? You know what that is? You know what I mean? So that's in the Amazon somewhere. Somebody they don't need. It's like don't let the perception of the media and other people outside, ruin your trip or ruin your. Because I had the same thing with my family. I had the women in my family throwing their little shots. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You're gonna get that hate. So, but like I said, guys on the fence, come on down, man. Come on down, bro.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere now, man. I mean, there's so many of us that's giving information like
Mm-hmm.
a roadmap. For every country, I mean, I have a blueprint on, how you can move till
Yep.
you want to expand and grow, man. So we got it out there, man. So I wanted to ask you, man. What's next for you, Kev? You know, what's some things you want to do, man? I know people miss you, miss your face, miss your voice, man. You know,
For me, I'm content right now with just I'm building my legacy here in the States right now. I got a couple businesses I'm about to take off with in the States. But right now I'm content with supporting guys like you, man. You, Aaron, um, guys that are pushing the narrative forward because without the black man's option, I wouldn't be in the situation I am now. Without Charles Tyler, because it, without Charles Tyler, um, pushing me to travel and do the things, and I wouldn't have been out in California. Because the whole reason I was in California was, hey, come on, y'all, it's July, the beach party isn't until November. Let's get a trip, and that's how it really started. It was like, let's get a trip, let's go to someplace, and then I had guys like Aaron, and I had other guys like Aaron, this guy Cat Aaron, like, yo, come to TJ. I'm like, is it worth it? He was like, yeah, come to TJ. We still in Mexico. We're not in the States. We're gonna have fun. We go down to the beach down there, poppers and beers and all that. And that's how it started. So then I was just like, yo, Charles, is it cool if I, tell Cash to come down to TJ for July? He's like, yeah, go ahead, bro. So that started with like, five or six cats, and then that changed. Then like 15 cats pulled up. Cats that it was easier for them to come to TJ than it is to go to Brazil. They still wanted to be part of the movement and what we was doing. And to me, it was a great success because we took over a little hotel out there. We had like the whole like kitchen area, and we was chopping it up, like talking real game out there, like just talking about life and experiences and women and why we traveling and yay and nay to this. And that's why I met the Mark Lyles. I met my guy Tijuana Tim, my guy my guy Godson. Like I call like it was just bro. I called my man Tijuana Tim. My man Tim Gibson. He's in the groups. Good brother in Vegas. Man, we was in Tijuana, man. We was in freaking bro, not Adelina. We was in Hong Kong, bro. I seen the baddest Mexican chick I ever seen in my life. And we was all stuck there looking like like and Tim was trying to, yo, I got everything. You need to come back with me. We like, nah, man, come on, bro. She ain't leaving with you. It's over, bro. He tried to give her whole life. He tried to take us to everything. He's like, I got you. You got work again in your life. Come back with me. So we call him Tijuana Tim, but that's my guy, man. And just those and like Mark Lyles had the van. Yo, we mobbed down. Uh, we took the one freeway. I don't know. Well, I guess the one interstate or whatever they call it in Mexico. So we took that joint straight down the coast, bro. And we ended up at this little spot. We found a seafood buffet for like, bro, like $12. We eat lobster tails and shrimps and all that. Like we all just mobbed down there. So these are stories and things that come out of us traveling and just coming together. And then out of that, Mark was like, "Yo, come to Long Beach. I got a business idea." Like, all right, I'm with it. I got some couple dollars. Let's see what they do. We start building from there. So without that group, who knows where I would have been at. And I'm happy about it. But at the same time, I think that we can still, as brothers out there that need that. They need these groups. They need this information. They trapped in some stuff that even mentally, like it's guys that was in the groups that I talked to. I'm not gonna say their names, but they was going through it. Like they was contemplating doing stuff to themselves, and that group helped them. So for me, it's like it's guys that need it, man. And even for the guys that can't leave, I'm sorry for y'all, man. I know a lot of guys, they may have baby mama issues or felonies, and they can't get a passport. You know, they kind of living through us, and it's not that they want to, but they got to. They got situations, and I feel like, I feel like all the brothers that, and even in the BMO group and the Aaron's group and your group, you guys are showing them the outlet, and it needs to be a place for that. The Black Manosphere is a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be pushed forward. It needs to be preserved. And you know, I don't hold no shots. My wife know about it. She know my life I lived. I told her straight up. Like even when we first got together, I'm like, yo, this is what you're competing against. So, you know, if you're gonna step to the table, you gotta be willing to know what you're going up against. And then you gotta get on your job. And she took on a challenge. And she still takes on a challenge to this day. And I respect her for that. But for guys that like and I tell guys all the time, and even in the beginning, I got lucky. Like I got lucky. I found something that was lucky. But for the guys that are out there right now still looking, there's opportunities, man. Please don't put yourself in a pigeonhole. Don't think that you gotta follow the same path. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do, explore the world, find yourself, get your confidence because I'm a 5'8", fat dude, balding, wear glasses. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the flyest cat. I'm from Harlem. I know I do that. I do my thing. But when I came back, my confidence was at an all time high. I talked to women. How I spoke to women, knowing that physically, sexually, I didn't need you. Like that's not on my mind. I'm gonna talk to you like a person. Like I don't need to smash. I don't need you to do nothing for me. I don't need no bread from you. I'm gonna talk to you like a person. And then when you start challenging women at a personable level, like what can you really bring to the table besides, whatever sexual, then you start to really weed out the bullshit. And then they know that. And they know, all right, if I'm gonna talk to Kev, I gotta come correct. Or I gotta, I just gotta be like whatever. Like cause I tell women all the time, like, yo, I'm not looking for a relationship, but we could kick it. Like we don't gotta smash. I don't need cause I know like if it really come down bad, like DR is $280 ticket away. You know what I'm saying? JetBlue got 5 flights a day to Sicily. You know what I mean? Like if it come down to that. But when you get that confidence level high, you know what I'm saying? When your confidence is high, not arrogant, don't be arrogant, but be confident. And when you get your level to that height and women respect that, they start to see that and come off you like an aura, bro. They start to see when you like, I don't gotta be on your back, shorty. Like now they talking about you gotta apply pressure and all this foolishness. Nah, bro. You don't gotta do none of that. Just keep it 100 with them. Don't lie to them. Tell them what it is. And if they respect it, they respect it. They don't, I'm gone. I'm peace. So, but like I said, for the guys on the bubble, even for the guys that talk they little ish about the P for P, P for P, whatever like that. I got game. I ain't gotta do it. I ain't gotta do it. That's cool, bro. However you live your life, man. But for the guys that don't want to deal with that, don't want to put the time into that because that game is still I'm still giving my time and energy to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? If you work 40 hours a week, you pay your taxes, you pay your bills, you know what I'm saying? And I still gotta be on the phone with you for like 5 hour, 2 hours a night talking about some shit that I really don't give a fuck. Come on, man. Well, I could just bone out, eat good, depending on how much money I want to spend, stay in like a nice spot, may have a little, like you said, you could talk to a female online, get there, you got a shorty, you got a chick that's gonna cook for you, look after you while you there, treat you like a man, and then you come back home and you make your bread and you do it again. What's the reality of it? So, but like I said, I'm talking to the guys on the fence. Like if you don't know, if you're trying to decide what you want to do, these are the real questions you got to ask yourself. Is your time, is your energy worth it? You know what I'm saying? Where are you putting your energy and your time into? Like realistically, what do you want to do? Do you want to really live outside this country? Then you need to start making that happen. And there's brothers in the group that I see that got trucks now, retired now, got businesses, brothers like you living that life. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, for guys on the bubble, man, just dip your toe in first, see if you like it. And then from there, man, you can jump in if you like. But, take that confidence and take it to the next level. But to answer your question, like you said before, man, I'm gonna support y'all brothers to the end of the earth, man. I love what y'all doing. I love y'all pushing the narrative forward. It needs to be pushed forward. I was always worried about who was coming up next, but now that I see, the cream rise to the top, as they say, right? So I see who's coming to the top, and I see the guys, and they good guys, you included. So I like where it's going, and y'all just gonna keep pushing it. For the new guys coming in, like I said, I don't watch everybody's stuff. I mean, I don't have the time in the day. But for the guys that I know that's really pushing it and doing their thing, man, I salute y'all. And y'all gonna keep doing your thing, man. I'm gonna be here to support y'all. You know?
I appreciate that, man. So yeah, for everybody out there, man, just bringing it back to the from just bringing it back, man. So the other night I had a homie Big Mike, which I said he really pioneered a lot of the WhatsApp groups, the country specific WhatsApp groups, and I really wanted to put history and context behind that. And with brother Kev, you know, he was he was he was close to Charles Tyler, part of that original core admin group for the Black Man's Option group before Charles Tyler passed. And the Black Man's Option group now, I would say, is the biggest group. I would
Mm-hmm.
say for Black, as it pertains to Black passport brothers. So Black Man's Option is the biggest group. As far as I know, Aaron's group, Black Man's Travel, is right behind there, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
Black Man Travel with Kanal, and my group is right behind that. So we're at least 2,000 plus strong, you know,
And
in groups.
not to cut you off, bro, but that black man, that's Canal's group. Yeah, I think that's a Charles Tyler group, bro. Charles gave him that group, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that, but to my knowledge, though, that was one of Charles's backup groups, and he gave that to Canal. So Canal took that and ran with it, and I believe so. If I'm wrong, I apologize, Canal, bro. If I'm wrong, but I believe that is what it is. But and it doesn't matter. Whatever you've done with that group has been awesome. I'm not trying to shortchange you at all, brother. But I believe that's what it is. And if I'm wrong, again, I apologize right now for saying that. But I believe that was one of Charles's backup groups, and he kind of took that over and did his thing with it. So, but yeah, bro, y'all doing an amazing job, man.
Yeah. No,
Amazing job.
I mean, I appreciate you, man. You was definitely a person that was very vocal. You was pushing the forex trading a lot. Giving brothers other options to be able to make money to be able to make money if they wanted to live overseas or be overseas for an extended amount of time. So you really started those conversations on making money remotely. And I know that you and Mark Lyles has some good ideas. I know y'all had some things that y'all was gonna do. Unfortunately he passed, and I wish some things could have came to fruition, man. But you know,
Yeah, it's that's life at times, man. Um, that's just I can't speak enough on both those brothers, but for Mark, man, um, a lot of guys. I mean, he just was that guy that he was that guy that he thought about people before he really thought about himself. Like we took guys out to lunch for their birthdays. A lot of people don't even know that. Like in the group, if you was in Cali and you was in that group, Marcus come pull up. He had an
yeah,
open door policy. So guys like Al Grease, no, not Al Grease, sorry, like Alan Harper that slept on his couch. You know what I mean? My guy Ty Harvey used to pull up on us all the time. That's my guy too in LA. Like I said, we take guys to lunch. We would link up with guys, chop it up, try to figure out how we could all make money so we could travel more. You know what I mean? How we could be this, use the states for money and just travel and spend our money because it went further when we out of the country. So, Mark was instrumental in that and really trying to bring that to fruition. It was it was tough, but it just comes down to life sometimes. So yeah, man. But man, them days days was crazy, man. It was crazy. Yeah, I got stories for days. I don't even know if y'all want to hear that, but it's bananas, man.
yeah. We
Um,
gotta do another one, man. We'll kind of
yeah,
we'll do
yeah,
some throwback conversations,
yeah, man. Oh, shout to Steve Brown too. That's my guy as well. Some of the names are gonna just come back to me, but shout to my man Steve Brown. He was always a good dude. Again, my guy Ty Harvey. I still talk to him to this day. He's a good dude. Good guy. Travel with. I think Ty Harvey was actually in the Mark Lyles I don't know if guys even remember this, but Mark had rented this Airbnb. I think it was an Airbnb, and it had an elevator. It was crazy. I think it was like 12 rooms, something crazy. I think Ty Harvey was in that joint, and I was like, "That's the Mark Lyles joint, yo." He was like, "Yo, it's fire in here." Um, so just a lot of guys, man. Like I said, just there's a lot of good guys that's still in the group doing their thing. I met Chaz, who's an admin at BMO. He's still down there doing this thing. I hit him up when I see his stuff, like, keep going, bro. So I just love to support guys. I'm not God's perception of me, maybe I'm loud or more vocal, but I support guys in the background because I love to see dudes living their dream and really making their things reality. So, yeah, man, it's a ton of good stuff going on.
So much, so much history, man. So much conversations, man. It's just it's crazy because like I keep going back to this because it's like we got I would say, and this is off the top of my head, and if I miss somebody,
Mm-hmm.
like some of the biggest or more recognizable travel YouTubers like my boy International Zoe, TV Barber World TV, Checks in
Mm-hmm.
Effect, Fly by Night. I've been seeing. I am Mara, Ace Live. If it's somebody else, I'm forgetting, but a lot of those brothers, they didn't come from Black Man's Option. They didn't come from.
I did. They didn't.
They didn't come
Um,
from Manosphere, Passport Bro space. I consider them.
mm-hmm.
I consider them travel brothers. But when I talk about Passport Brothers, I talk about the Manosphere. I talk about people that subscribe to whether it's Red Pill, Save Yourself, Black Man, and Passport Bros, which are the bros that actually travel, just travel. But we came from that same group. I mean, whether it
Mm-hmm.
was Tariq Nasheed, Al Grease, Charles Tyler, Black Man's Option, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything that kind of birthed from that point.
Yeah, and even like guys like O'Shea Jackson too, like and his platform, what he's done.
Yeah,
O'Shea was a big advocate for Charles Tyler. He was
absolutely.
one of the guys that was in the background, really trying to support Charles, towards the end and really trying to help him get his YouTube channel to the point where he was making money, to be able to make money and monetize. So he didn't have to, go into the groups and do things like that. So O'Shea, I've had tons of conversations with him and just, his love of helping guys. I mean, he's funny. He's a funny dude. I mean, I think we both have that level of kind of, a-holeness, but he's a genuine cat, man. And dudes like that don't come around too often, even at his level of success. Like, he don't gotta talk to me. He never had his you don't gotta talk to me. Who am I?
He
But
showed me
we had
love
our
on a couple of occasions.
yeah,
Showing
he
up at
showed me love all the time, bro. And that's just who he is. You know what I mean? So, guys like that, and I don't know, I don't know a lot of the new guys. Forgive me. I'm not trying to throw shit at nobody or be negative, but I don't know a lot of guys you just said. I don't know them. I've seen them in passing, or I would see them as suggested, um, videos. But my guys that I know that I broke bread with, that I have ties with, that I really support you, Aaron, and these other guys. O'Shea. Me and O'Shea have had conversations, but you know, you guys are the guys that I love to support and watch and like to love y'all grow. And these other guys, the thing is, as long as they don't disrespect what the Black Manosphere is about, and I think they were good. They don't touch with that space,
Thank you.
but they don't disrespect the travel either. I've been in Rio with guys. Unfortunately, younger guys that are not a part. They're not a part of our group or anything like that, and they're disrespectful. You know what I mean? I've been in Mavs and I've had to say things to young guys like, yo, you don't got to talk to shorty like that. You don't have to, um, you don't have to be, you don't have to act that way here. It's not the States. You don't have to, um, bring that energy to this because you're making everybody uncomfortable, myself included. Even though they may not know English or they may not understand you in its entirety, you don't got to talk to them that way. You don't have to be like that. And with those guys, I see that they still respect the travel game. Yes, they do what they do and they document and they make sure guys, the ins and outs. And I applaud them for that, but they still keep the respect. And that's what it's about, man. As long as you're not disrespecting nobody, as long as everybody can get along, because I've been in classicals many times, bro, and never had an issue. And compare that to America, it's like, bro, they're waiting for something to pop off. You know what I'm saying? And I tie it back. I'm gonna tie it back. I'm gonna say one thing because I know you and Aaron had your little clash, and I spoke to Aaron after I spoke to you, and I told him the same thing. I'm gonna tell y'all everybody the same thing right now. As long as you ain't take no money from you or smash your chick, y'all gonna be able to fix it. So I know in your own time, you and him, y'all gonna catch each other somewhere. Y'all gonna be face to face, and y'all gonna talk it out. And I have faith that y'all gonna figure out whatever happened. But that's the power of traveling, and that's why I said what I said just now, because when y'all in the same country and y'all link up and y'all have a chance to kind of talk it out, there's no doubt in my head that y'all gonna figure out, y'all gonna be cool again. Um, and I say that just to bring the positivity, just to start it off like, yo, I told Aaron the same thing. I said, bro, I understand. I talked to him. Look, once y'all catch up and y'all have a chance to really talk it out and y'all say what's on y'all minds equally and y'all get to a resolution, y'all gonna be straight. And that's what the traveler does. It takes that's the same thing with me and Alan Harper. Once, like I said, once me and him finally had that conversation, there's no doubt in my mind we gonna figure it out and we gonna be cool again. And we gonna move on with our lives because it's bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? We done lost big homies in this game. And whatever issues we have, like I said, if it ain't about no money, about no chick, we can figure it out. So you know what I mean. So I just like to keep it positive from now on, and that's really how I'm gonna move, man. And just like I said, be in a position of supporting y'all, um, and just pushing forward the narrative. So yeah.
Yeah, man. A lot of guys, man, helped and made. Obviously, was guys that hit Brazil, DR, and Colombia
Mm-hmm.
before we did. But to get the on the edge guys or guys that was just kind of nervous about traveling,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us helped them feel comfortable. The guys that's probably up and coming or doing their thing on YouTube or whatever. A lot of us paved the way to make you feel comfortable because Colombia was considered dangerous for the average person. Brazil too.
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable traveling to Brazil until I seen Charles Tyler and you guys be in Brazil talk about Brazil. That made me
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. I took a whim and hit Colombia hard, and from that the groups a lot of people start hitting Colombia hard. So the same thing with like DR. People been hitting DR, but now it's like it done grew exponentially as far as the travel, but it's a lot of guys that put out the information that paved the way for a lot of these other people. And so when you talked about um, people respecting and not disrespecting, this is part of why I want people to know the people that kind of laid the groundwork to what a lot of us enjoy.
Yeah, man. You know, I didn't think brothers went to. It's crazy, bro. Because I didn't. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil was the furthest thing from my mind. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you till I saw frustrated, and I was like, "It's black brothers going to." You know what I mean? Because I'm from Harlem, bro. We don't. You don't know nothing more than maybe going down south, see your family. You go to different boroughs maybe to hang out with your friends. You go to school. You come home. You a black man in America. Your family ain't rich, so you ain't traveling out the country like that. I think I went to Guyana one time with family, but as far as leaving the country, that was like I said, the furthest thing from my mind. I'm talking about, I'm still in the mindset of going to Miami. I'm thinking Miami is a whole nother. But when I touched down in Rio, man, not even that. Before that, when I saw frustrated and I saw that it was all these brothers down there, and I'm like, dang, we really going down there like that? Like we really, taking these trips like that? And I'm just like, and it just was like it just became once I saw it, because you could hear about it and all the stories and all, but once you actually see brothers are down there, and Al is actually interviewing these brothers, and they talking to, they inviting you, and it's inviting, and they saying, "Don't worry about it, don't fear coming down here," and then you go down there, and it's just like that. Brothers are just open, ready to give you the game, ready to talk about it, ready to just, just be part of something bigger. And that's really what we don't have here in the States. Like, yeah, we got little clubs. Maybe you have a sorority. Maybe you got a clique of guys you may grow up with. And y'all all, as you get older, you start to like branch off and everybody starts to do their own thing and live their own lives. And we may come together, during the holidays or whatever. But as a brother, like just trying to travel and see some new stuff, because first of all, black people don't like doing nothing new, right? We most cautious people in the world. Like, I ain't going to Rio. like it's like how far from the hood? Like, nah, I ain't going. But Charles made a community of brothers, made an environment, an atmosphere that you felt safe in. Like, you thought you was really doing. It's like, when I went to Brazilian embassy and I'm standing there in the in the line and I'm looking at the females walking in, and I'm like, this is what's in the States? Imagine when we get down there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So, I got my visa. Charles is like, congratulations, you got your freedom papers. And that used to be like the biggest thing in the group, bro, when guys used to post their passports. Just got my passport. We get like 100 comments, maybe get 2,000 likes. You know what I mean? We just was that support. And then when you got down there, I checked into my spot. I hit Charles on the WhatsApp. I'm like, yo, Charles, where you gonna be at? I'm gonna be at Mavs. What the hell is that? Just get in the cab and tell him to bring you over here. And that's what I did. And I got there. A big homie was right there, larger than life, welcoming, humble. Welcome to Brazil. Gave me a pound. Welcome to Brazil, bro. You made it. That's all you got to do is make it down here. We're gonna take care of the rest of that. That's what we did. We just figured out the rest from there. And if a guy, like I said, if a guy's on the fence, man, that's all it takes, man. Just get on that plane, coming down there. You're not alone. You're not gonna be by yourself. Even though if you're coming by yourself, you're not really by yourself. Because once you touch down, like my man said, like, bro, there's a ton of cats out here. Even DR, man. If you wanna, pop your cherry closer to home, or if you wanna, feel it out, the whole traveling thing, even now with COVID and all that stuff. If you feel like you don't want to go that far so fast, you can go to DR and have a good time. Like my boss, bro, I got a black. My boss is black. I work in the IT space, and he was telling me about Susu. He like, so, and because we were having a conversation, like a real conversation. I was like, bro, I done been to a couple places, blah 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 blah. He was like, oh well, I seen on the internet about Susu, and I want to go. And I'm like, do you know what it's really about? Like, or you just, he like, nah, I seen it, it look fire. I'm just like, okay, hold on, bro, let me break this down to you. Because he talking about bringing his girl with him, and I'm like, bro, let me break this down to you real quick. Da. He was with it. He was like, well, my girl like girls, I said, hey, bro, do your thing, player. But I had to like tell him like, bro, this not a resort town. It's not like that. It's just really, it's a town. You're gonna have a lot of brothers there. You're gonna kick it. But if you want to bring your girl with you, that's cool. But she gonna have some competition, and it's not gonna be nice. You know what I mean? It's gonna be for her. She may be uncomfortable because I've seen it. I've seen cats down there with their girl, and I'm like, how you bring your girl here, bro? Like, but it is what it is. But um, I think like I said, he saw it on YouTube. He probably saw one of those brothers that you had mentioned before, and they're making it out to be like, hey, just come down here and kick it, whatever, and that's awesome. But then you got guys like me that's gonna give you the real deal. I'm gonna break it down to you and tell you what it is and what it ain't, and you make a decision from there. But yeah, bro, it's a brotherhood, man. And like I said, guys, even though I'm retired, I don't travel. I'm not in the space as much anymore. I'm kind of from afar. I still want guys to still go down there and get that confidence. You need that. It's to me, it's therapeutic. It's good mentally, physically for you to get out the states and go down there. The only thing I'm gonna tell brothers, and I've tell a lot of brothers, you please, please, please make sure you separate the reality from the fantasy. And that's all I tell guys. When you go into these places, understand what you're dealing with. You going down there for an experience. If you're gonna take it serious, take it serious. But if you're going down there and you just having a good time, just keep it at a good time because you can get wrapped up in that bubble, and that that bubble ain't no joke. You know what I mean? And they say the most depressing part of the trip is going home, bruh. It is. Trust me. I mean, everybody can adhere to that. But what I tell guys is just keep it, keep that reality and keep that fantasy totally different, and you're gonna be all right, man. And when you're ready for that, that life to be a reality, just put the work in because it's possible. It's possible, bro. Look at you. Look at my brother right here. He got a beautiful wife, a beautiful fiance in Colombia, man. You know what I mean? And that's out of you working, bro. You working to make that a reality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you bumped your head, you had your fun, you did what you had to do, but you took it and you making it a reality. So guys is on the fence, just please separate that. Know what you're getting yourself into. Listen to listen to brothers when they telling you, yeah, bro, I don't know about that one. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to end up on that summer jam screen. But um, have fun, man. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the treatment. Enjoy what you're getting into. You know what I mean?
And manage your money. And
Oh,
my first, my first two trips out of the
please.
country, man, I had to call some people to wire me some. I said, "Oh my God,
Yeah, yeah,
I gotta do
yeah,
this
bro.
better."
Have a budget. Have a budget, man. Because that's what I did in DR my first time. I was like, all right, $100 a day, $100 a day, and for me, I was like, because also, and guys, this and we joking, but on a serious tip, you know, physically, right? For a lot of guys, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I wasn't, I wasn't doing my thing like that all every day, like how you could do in these countries. So you gotta relax some days. You can't go down there because by day three you're gonna be dehydrated. You're gonna be like, bro, tired. So, I tell guys, that I talk to on a one-on-one, brother, pace yourself. Don't go down there trying to be a superstar. Don't go down there trying to conquer the world in one day or even the first 3 days. Pace yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of guys get into trouble, having fun. And it's cool to have fun. We all have fun. But like I tell guys, pace yourself. You got guys on there like my man, um I'm tripping. Damn, you got but you got guys down there that yeah, that's good. I would tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Raphael. He's big on my man Raphael, big on the fitness tip, big on you know, telling guys how to be healthy and just big in my ear was in Charles Tyler ear about health and wealth and health and wealth. But for guys that are not used to living that life, that is not out there getting it in every day and you going down here and you trying to push yourself. Don't do that, man. Just take it with stride, bro. Enjoy it, relax. You don't gotta conquer the world in 1 week. You can come back. You know what I'm saying? Come back for a weekend. Come back for, in summertime or whatever. But, that gets a lot of guys in trouble. So just like you said, budget your money. I tell you, and then for guys, and this is a big difference. Watch the alcohol intake. You know what I mean? You don't gotta drink every day. You know what I mean? You don't gotta get smashed every day, bro. That you go into places that are very humid. You're gonna be sweating a lot. I learned that on my first trip too. I was drinking. I was drinking beers in DR every day. At night, I was drinking. Couldn't. I wasn't performing to my best ability, getting my money's worth because I was sloshed over. You know what I mean? The next day, waking up feeling horrible. You know what I mean? So I tell guys now, you don't got to drink every night, man. If you want to have a drink or you want to have a beer or whatever, that's cool. But you don't need to drink every night. Just if you want to get some mama juanas or something when you're in DR, you be straight. But and you'll save money that way too. So um, also, guys, you know what I'm saying? If you got a chick, Tell her to take it to the supermarket. You know what I mean? Take it to the market, bro. You know, if you in DR, there's a market right there. So sewer, right by the highway when you coming from the airport. I know where it's at, it's still there. You run up in there, you get your supplies, get what you need, tell Shorty, yo, go shopping for me, give her, whatever. Just let her cook. You know what I'm saying? That'll save you some bread. Walk. Don't get on them fucking I never ride the motor chingos. Nah, bro, I can't do it. I walk everywhere. So if you in Sasua, bro, just walk. You know what I mean? If you coming out this club at night, you want to hop in the cab real quick, you can do that. But just walk. You know what I mean? Um, all these things just to kind of save a couple dollars, man. If you in Rio, don't change your money at the airport, please. Wait till you get to wait till you get to like your spot. If you in Lemmy or my spot was by Lemmy, right there, Post Post 1, Post Post 2. There's a spot right there by the turn. You can go in there, show them your passport. They give you a good rate. Um, Even your Airbnb person, you can ask them. Where's the spot? You know what I mean? Never do it at the airport. It's a waste of money. So just little things, man, just to kind of save your bread. But like you said, manage your money, man.
I'm gonna give
Cause
a tip. I'm gonna give a tip, man, because
yeah, go ahead.
when I first started traveling, so I thought I was smart, man. Obviously, my flight is already paid for, so I tried to travel on the days I got paid. So if I got paid on that Friday, that was the day I was gonna land, or let's say I might land on the day before I get paid. So I got my whole check to play with, but sometimes I didn't have, like, let's say my hotel paid for. I just had a reserve, so I
Mm-hmm.
get I get paid, and like now I'm spending my payday money on my hotel because I didn't pay for it months in advance. So I done dipped into
Uh,
paying my hotel, and so it's like, maybe $500 out the door right there.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then obviously, I wasn't really good on managing because it was like the girls, transportation, all that. Like I said, my first trip to Colombia, I had to hit somebody, had to hit my girl at the time, like, hey, I need a couple hundred, man. I'm broke.
Bro,
I'm in another country, like, broke. You know
tab.
what I mean? And I'm like, so she sent the bread. I was goofy, but I was like, man, I gotta get better at this. So what I do now is, like, Airbnb is cool because you gotta
Mm-hmm.
pretty much prepay for that.
Yeah,
So if you're doing a hotel, I usually book on Hotwire because Hotwire, you can pay now or pay later. But
mm-hmm.
basically, man, you definitely want to you basically want to have your lodging paid for before you land.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I always say, travel on your payday, because then you be caked up. But pay your bills too. Make sure your bills paid before you travel. You know, I don't heard some stories, man. Guys not paying their rent and bills.
What?
And, you know,
What?
you know.
Not paying their bills and rent? Nah, bro. See, what I used to do, um, I used to, so when my first trip, I did Airbnb. So, I paid, yeah, prepaid. But what I did, I was there for like 10 days, my first time in Rio. But I got the spot for like 3 days. I paid 3 days for the spot.
Mhm.
And I think it's like $80 a night. Like, it was kind of expensive. So I only got it for like 3 nights and I prepaid that. When I got there, what I did was after the 3 days, like the second day, once I know the spot was cool, oh shit, my bad. Once I know the spot was cool, there was no problems, it was safe, whatever. I hit the Airbnb dude, and I was like, yo, look, I need to stay 2 more days. Can I just, give it to you in cash? Can I pay like $50 a night, but I'll give it to you in the cash? And he was like, cool, yeah, you could do that. And then, I got it for cheaper. And then what I would do is I move to another spot. So I would be like, and this is a spot now that I always kind of stay at now, which is it's a little kitchenette spot. Like I said, right, a block from the beach, and right there in Copacabana by Postos 2. And I found her. It was like $30 a night. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? and she spoke English. I found on Airbnb. We chopped it up, and I was like, "Look, I could pay you in cash." I didn't tell her that, but I said I booked it for 2 nights. And then when I met her with her, she told me she spoke English and everything. She said she's living in the States and all that. And I said, look, I need a spot till this. Your spot is nice. Can I just pay you in cash? And she said, yeah, no problem. If you have dollars, pay me in dollars. And that's after I saw the spot and everything already. So now I got her WhatsApp. So now I just, if somebody needs a spot, I hit her. I said, look, this person, my boy needs a spot. Is it available these dates? And she hits me right back to this day. Like I still talk to her on WhatsApp now. And if you need a spot, I'll give it to you. But it's a nice spot, doorman, 24-hour doorman, right there about a block from the beach, a block from Mavs. It's a nice little spot. It's like I said, like a little studio. Got a little kitchen in it for a refrigerator. It's a nice little, spot for one person and maybe a chick to come, two people. And that's it, bro. And the internet, TV, clean. So I tell guys like you don't need to ball out on a spot. You don't need to have you just need a safe spot. You know what I mean? And that's it. I just was like, all right, what else you gonna do today? And like I said, with Rio, you take the train. That'll save you money on cabs and Ubers. Um, but yeah, I kind of balled out. I mean, I think that first trip, you always gonna ball out that first trip. You know what I mean? Like you always going to just overdo it because you don't know.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. You just paying. And I didn't know at the time. This is for guys too. Is another tip. You don't have to tip in Brazil, man. They give you two prices, bro. They give you two prices. I used to always they give you the regular price, and then they write that line. They put that line underneath, and they give you the tip price. That first price is really your price, and then that tip price is if you want to pay. And it took like I said, homegirl I was talking to that was a waitress. She put me up on that game. She was like, "Yeah, you guys pay a tip all the time." And then I'm thinking that the price on the bottom, like that's not the tip, so I give them more than that. So if it's like 30 rias, I'm giving them 40 rias. So they getting tipped twice. You know what I mean? Until she put me up on the game, and I was like, "All right." And she was like, "Brazilians don't tip. They don't tip." So I'm like, it's only an American thing. All right, cool. I got it. You know what I'm saying? So these are just little things like, for guys coming out there is to kind of, pick and choose that. But like I said, man, if you can find a chick that cook, that's going to save you money. I mean, you know all this, Rob. You find a chick that cook, you take it to the market, if she's going to take you to a crib, maybe a family, a cook or something, you want to get that kind of, that local treatment as much as possible. So,
Yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap it up, man.
all
We
right, bro.
gotta get back, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man. We got more. I got a ton of stories, man. So if you ever want to do a story time, like I said, we done had to put hand and feet on people in Brazil before. We done ran down the favela steps with Charles Tyler. We did ate good and off the side of mountains and all that. So I got a ton of stories if guys want to hear it. I know there's a lot of Charles Tyler fans out there, but if you guys want to hear it or anything, and I'm on Facebook too. If you guys want to chop it out with me, my DMs are always open, bro. So if anybody has any questions, need help with anything, want knowledge on anything, if I can help or I can point you in the right direction, I'll definitely help you guys out.
All right, cool, man.
All right,
Peace out, man.
all right, bro.